What's up, everybody? Vic Play-by-Play here. We are back, and it is the NBA playoffs 2019. Oh, it is finally here. Even though I do have a bias, I am a Lakers fan, and it is pretty upsetting that the Lakers are not in the playoffs. It is still a good time to be a basketball fan because now we are at the cusp of the new times. No more LeBron James in the NBA playoffs, which is something super weird to see. You don't have Dwayne Wade. He just retired. Dirk Nowitzki's not here in the league anymore. So much changes. So many emotions going through as an NBA fan. But now we have new teams. You got teams like the Milwaukee Bucks. You got teams like the Philadelphia 76ers who are now back-to-back years in the playoffs trying to make a name for themselves with this offensive firepower that they have. You have the Brooklyn Nets, who got the 6th seed in the East, and that's the game we're going to go over today. Going to do the play-by-play for the Nets and the 76ers. Warm-ups are still going on. Pregame is still on right now, but it should be very, very interesting to watch these two teams. Both teams very fast-paced. They were actually ranked very, very high up in pace category between these two teams. The starting lineup should be coming up right now, but before we get to that, kind of just go over some of the stats right here between both teams. Like the Sixers actually ranked 8th in pace, while the Nets were ranked 10th. So both teams very close. So you should expect a lot of action, a lot of transition basketball, moving the ball up and down the floor, especially when you have guards like Ben Simmons for the 76ers and guards like D'Angelo Russell, and Spencer Dinwiddie. So a lot of action is going to be going on between these two teams. They actually split the season series 2-2. Each team won a game at the road and at home. So very interesting to see how these teams are going to play out. A lot of speculation was happening of like, okay, is Joel Embiid going to play? He's been dealing with some knee issues, and they just made an announcement about 10 minutes ago that Joel Embiid will start and will be available. Actually, we'll see if he starts, but he is available to play for the 76ers, so let's see how that plays out. They are playing in Philly. Philadelphia will have home court advantage in this first round of playoffs against the New Jersey. Actually, I'm already thinking of the New Jersey Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. So many things that you can look forward to in this series. I mean, since they acquired Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler ended up getting that nice buzzer beater against Brooklyn on November 25th. That ended up beating the Brooklyn Nets 127-125. Both of these teams have been kind of going back and forth. Brooklyn, what they have is just a great guards in Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell. Both guys can attack and drive it to the rim multiple times per game. If you actually see, and then not only that is that you have two guards like Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell that can attack, have nice little screen and roll plays, but you also have guys like Joe Harris, leader in the NBA for three-point percentage, 47.2%. I'm pretty sure I'll repeat that every time he knocks down a three, but this guy is just one of the elite. He ended up winning the three-point contest at the NBA All-Star Weekend. Don't know how much that is relevant, but you never know. He ended up beating Steph Curry in the final round, so he is somebody that you have to look out for if you are the 76ers on defense. But Sixers also have their own guy as well. They got J.J. Redick and Tobias Harris. Both guys, very good sharpshooters. They have really good averages from beyond the arc. So many similarities that you see from both teams. But the one key factor is, like I mentioned before, is that Joel Embiid is available in the lineup for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he has been a problem for the Brooklyn Nets this season so far. I mean, in the out of 3 out of the 4 meetings between the Nets and the 76ers, Embiid scored more than 32 points. So many things that the Nets have to keep focused on if they want to try to slow this man down. But I mean, not only have the Nets had problems with Joel Embiid, but it's also every other team in the NBA has had problems with Joel Embiid. So we'll see what happens between these two teams. I believe that the game is almost about to start. They're showing off the bracket for the Eastern Conference. Obviously, if the Philadelphia 76ers or Brooklyn Nets get past each other, they're going to have to face the winner of Toronto and Orlando. While in the top half of the bracket, we have Milwaukee versus Detroit, which happens tomorrow, and Boston, Indiana, which also happens tomorrow. You see Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers are at home, but they're wearing their blue home jerseys. While the Brooklyn Nets, let's see what jerseys they're going to wear. Brett Brown, coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, saying this is probably the most skilled team he's had in a while. As for the Brooklyn Nets, we have D'Angelo Russell, Joe Harris at the guard. We have DeMarre Carroll. We got Ronius Krukus. And we have center Jared Allen, the block party machine. He has gotten blocks over every star player this season. Let's see if he can get it over Embiid. For the Sixers, we have Simmons at the guard, J.J. Redick at the other guard. We also have Jimmy Butler at forward, Tobias Harris at the other forward, and at center, the man, the process, the legend of Philadelphia, Joel Embiid. So, both starting lineups already set. Let's see how the Brooklyn Nets, again, are going to have to handle Joel Embiid. Right now, it seems like it's going to have to be Jared Allen kind of working along with Kouroukas so to see if they can slow down Joel Embiid. But that has been a hard task so far this season. Kouroukas coming onto the floor for the Nets. It's going to be Jared Allen versus Joel Embiid. Simmons for the Philadelphia 76ers, his second year already in the NBA, in the playoffs. 76ers with this high-powered offense. Let's see what happens now. Tip-off is about to begin. The NBA playoffs 2019 is almost underway between the Nets and the Sixers. And the ball goes to the Brooklyn Nets, who will have first possession of this game. Now we have Jared Allen with the ball, top of the key, giving it off to D'Angelo Russell, the 4-year man, former Los Angeles Laker. Now Russell going around the screen. He's got open space. Nice little fadeaway to the left, but he couldn't hit. And now Ben Simmons has his first rebound of the game. Here come the Sixers for their first possession. Joel Embiid, just activated for this game, tries a mid-range jumper. Couldn't get it, but look at the hustle by Ben Simmons. Gets the offensive rebound, finds Joel Embiid, and there's going to be a foul on the floor against the Brooklyn Nets. Nice hustle and find right there by Simmons to immediately get that offensive rebound, and that's going to be another key thing for both teams, especially in these playoffs, is the team that has the most second chance opportunities, the most second chance points, is usually the one that's going to come out on top. So we'll see right here as Joel Embiid getting the MVP chance already as he knocks down the first free throw. Joel Embiid, just a highlight of this regular season, ended up averaging 27.5 points per game, 13.6 rebounds, so a double-double this season, and also averaging 3.7 assists per game. So you have Joel Embiid knocking down the first free throw, and he knocks down the second free throw, making the score 2-0 between the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. Here comes D'Angelo Russell, kicking it out to Carroll. Carroll going right at Jimmy Butler. Couldn't hit that floater from about 10 feet, and Joel Embiid gets that rebound down. So now here comes Ben Simmons trying to pick up the pace, kicking it right off to Joel Embiid, and another foul immediately on the Brooklyn Nets. So that's 2 quick fouls for the Brooklyn Nets. And now Joel Embiid again heading straight to the free throw line to get 2 more points for the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's all the vision of Ben Simmons. Look at that. Went down the way. Looked like he was about to drive it and attack the rim. Said he saw Joel Embiid cutting towards the basket and ended up dishing it right off to him. As Joel Embiid knocks down the first free throw. Joel Embiid this season was an 80% free throw shooter. As he knocks down, he's got 4 free throws in a row, and the score is 4-0. As there's only a minute played into this first quarter of the first NBA playoff game of 2019 as Joe Harris tries a three-pointer from the top of the key, and he couldn't hit that one as Tobias Harris comes down with the rebound for Philadelphia. They see Ben Simmons under the basket. Ended up kicking it out now. Nice ball movement as Joel Embiid has it again. Already touched it multiple times. Now he's finding J.J. Redick. Redick, fadeaway 3 from the corner. Couldn't knock that one down. And now DeMarre Carroll comes up with the rebound. Now here come the Nets. Nets, one of the top teams to drive it to the basket. As Harris has an open three-pointer. He knocks it down from downtown. And he's cut down the lead of the 76ers to 1. 4-3 is the score. Here comes Ben Simmons. Kicking it out. Joel Embiid's got a lot of space. 3-ball on its way. Couldn't knock it down. Look at him dive to the floor. But he couldn't save it for the 76ers. Now here come the Brooklyn Nets. Trying to take the mismatch. Joel Embiid still running up the floor. Here comes Kouroukas. Kicking it out. DeMarre Carroll for 3. No way off on that one. Ben Simmons has the rebound. Everybody calling air ball. Alley-oop. Too strong off the top of the rim. But the 76ers managed to get the loose ball. Look at Simmons going down the lane. Misses the layup. Got his own miss. And he put that one back in to give the 76ers a 3-point lead. The score is 6-3. 76ers are up. Nice little between the legs dribble by D'Angelo Russell. Off one foot. Couldn't knock down the shot, but he felt the contact. There's going to be a whistle on the floor. So Russell headed to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws for the Brooklyn Nets. Russell became the second youngest All-Star in the franchise history this year after he made the All-Star game in Charlotte. Everybody was hopefully cheering for him like that. They wanted him to be in, wanted him to be selected. So it was good to have this guy in his 4th year already become an All-Star as he knocks down the first free throw and he buries the second one. So now the lead is only up to 1 for the Philadelphia 76ers, 6-5. 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter. Simmons finding Jimmy Butler under the basket right there. It actually ended up being Embiid who got that one on the basket and one opportunity for Embiid. So he has been on a roll, and Simmons is just finding him. I mean, such a rare sight that you see Joel Embiid, nobody covering him. And he just got the nice little pump fake, got Jared Allen in the air, felt it, ended up finishing that bucket. So now here comes Embiid. Another free throw knocked down. That's 5 in a row, and he's completed the 3-point play, increasing the 76er lead to 4. 9-5 is the score. Here comes Russell going around the screen of Jared Allen. Now he pulls up, left elbow, couldn't come up on that mid-range jumper. So now here comes Jimmy Butler, speeding down, finds somebody's Harris. Harris trying to get a dunk, but look who's there. Jared Allen with the swat off the glass. He's already making his presence known. Here comes Russell, crossover all the way, left hand, couldn't complete that one, but there's going to be a whistle on the floor after the putback dunk by Jared Allen trying it, ended up being over the back. Check out this replay right here by Jared Allen getting all ball on that block. Jared Allen is going to be a threat in the paint. Let's see if he can try to do that against Joel Embiid. Score is still 9-5. 76ers are up by 4. Here comes Embiid in the paint. Nice pump fake. Gets by Jared Allen. This time there's a reach-in foul against D'Angelo Russell. So now another chance for Joel Embiid to knock down 2 more easy points from the free throw line. A lot of fouls, and you can already tell in the first few minutes of this first quarter, Brooklyn is having troubles trying to slow this guy down as Joel Embiid too strong off that first free throw off the back of the iron. Next game, I know that we're still in the first quarter, but game 2 is going to be on Monday at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time as Joel Embiid goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Now here comes Harris bouncing the ball over. The score is 10-5. Now 76ers are up by 5 as nice little pick and roll by Russell and Jared Allen ends up completing the layup. So now the score is 10-7. 76ers are up by 3, and there's going to be a moving screen against the 76ers. JJ Redick immediately goes over to the ref trying to get an explanation for that one, but they're going to be calling it on JJ Redick, so offensive foul. So they did not count the basket. The score is 10-7. 76ers are up by 3. Here comes Russell going multiple screens. He's got a lot of space. Finds Jared Allen under the basket. Couldn't convert on that reverse layup. Now here comes Harris for the 76ers. Going downhill all the way. He's in the paint. Kicking it out to Jimmy Butler. Butler driving it in. Finds Joel Embiid. Nice pump fake. Trying to give it off to one of his teammates. They're moving the ball. Ends up being a turnover. Crooks has the ball for the Nets. Now he's going to wait. Give it off to Carroll. Now Russell pulls up. 3-ball. No, off the side of the rim. But look at Carroll saving it. Hustling and giving a second chance opportunity for the Nets. 9 seconds on the shot clock for Brooklyn. Here comes Russell versus JJ Redick. Dribbling between the legs. Pulls up. Mid-range. No. Russell hasn't been able to find his shot so far in this first quarter as the score remains 10-7. 76ers are up by 3. There's going to be a timeout by Brett Brown. Wants to talk things over. Kind of started going on a little dry spell. So 7 minutes and 34 seconds left in this first quarter between the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll be right back with more action, guys, as there's a timeout break on the floor. Oh, what a start, guys. What a quick start between these two teams. I don't know about you guys, but I am pumped that the NBA playoffs are here. Finally, I've been waiting for such a long time. I know that depending on whoever you guys' team is, hopefully you guys are enjoying the game. Sorry that I can't show the game. I wish I could. That way you guys can enjoy, watching it and listening to the commentary, but I can't just get in trouble on YouTube. But You guys go ahead and, if you're in the chat, make sure to just put up questions in the chat. That way we can kind of interact during the timeout breaks. Currently in a timeout, 76ers are up 10-7. I mean, what more can you say about Joel Embiid? I mean, going to the free throw line 5 times, knocking down 4 out of 5. The man is killing it so far, as he is the leading scorer for the Philadelphia 76ers with 8 points. I mean, it's just his ability to just work in the paint. Quick little pump fakes, gets Jared Allen out of the way. He can just nice little side steps. He just does whatever he wants in the paint, and that's the problem that Brooklyn has had so far in this regular season. Even though they split the season series, like I mentioned before, Embiid scoring 32 or more points in 3 out of 4 meetings with the Brooklyn Nets. So that is going to have to be something they should look out for. Not only that, though, it's also Embiid. I mean, you can say that, all right, well, let's try to force him to take shots from beyond the arc. Well, I mean, he's made 1.2 threes per game this season on just 4.1 attempts, so he is not afraid to take that 3 ball no matter who is on him. I mean, he had a nice percentage, about 30, obviously nice percentage, but 30% from beyond the arc, so not good, but I mean, compared to other centers, always good. So we'll see what happens after this timeout. If we get any substitutions for both teams, I mean, are we going to see Spencer Dinwiddie? I mean, those 2 guards are athletic enough and skilled enough to get by any defender on the Philadelphia 76ers. It's just that, okay, we'll see what is going to happen. As we have we have Awkward Occurrence John. What's up, Awkward? Thank you so much for listening, my man, and for chatting. He said Nets playing soft. I know, dude. They've come up a little bit. You know, haven't been playing that aggressive like that. Let's see if that changes anything. I don't know if it changes from the fact that they heard that, okay, maybe they were game planning that Joel Embiid wasn't going to play, but then they announced a few minutes before that he was playing. So let's see how that has any impact. But we'll see. And then Awkward saying, let's act like they get scared. I know, exactly. It's like they feel threatened either by Joel Embiid in the paint, thinking that he's going to block some shots. But, I mean, you're right, Awkward. Nets are one of the top teams to drive it to the lane and drive it to the rim. They actually, I mean, especially when you have guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and you got guys like D'Angelo Russell who can drive it against anybody, they can get to the lane as easy as anybody. I mean, there's just so many different things that they can try to manipulate against the defense, against the Philadelphia 76ers. As we kind of go through, the game is coming back on right now, showing Jared Allen with some blocks. He had a nice little block on Tobias Harris, which was really nice. So we'll see what changes we get from both teams. Nets actually, like Awkward mentioned, they should drive a little bit more. They cannot be scared of Joel Embiid and the Sixers defense. I mean, Nets ranked 3rd in the NBA in drives per game. They averaged 53 drives per game. So we'll see what happens after the timeout. We got Jimmy Butler, guarded by D'Angelo Russell, goes up for a floater, too strong off the glass, but he ended up getting his own miss. So now, 6 seconds on the shot clock for the 76ers, kicking it out. Tobias Harris from the corner. No, not able to hit that 3 ball as D'Angelo Russell comes up with the rebound. Kicking it off to Carroll. Carroll going downhill, aggressive against Ben Simmons, gets the foul called. So now DeMarre Carroll going to the free throw line as we see Joel Embiid getting his first break. Played about 4.5 to 5 minutes in this first quarter. Let's see if he's on a little minutes restriction by Brett Brown. Don't want to play him too much in order to get him more injured on that knee. As DeMarre Carroll rattles that first free throw in, the score is 10-8. 76ers are up by 2. Similar to what Awkward already said, that's the kind of drives that you need to have as we see Boban for the Philadelphia 76ers in for Joel Embiid. As DeMarre Carroll knocks down that second free throw, just with that drive, giving you opportunities at the free throw line. So that's what the Nets are going to have to try to improve on in this game. Just keep driving it in to the paint. As we have the 76ers with the ball. Ben Simmons bouncing it over to J.J. Redick, finding Boban. Boban trying to lay up off the glass. Couldn't convert, but there's going to be a whistle on the floor. And I believe it's going to be against the Brooklyn Nets. Loose ball foul. So it's going to be Sixers ball again. And because the Philadelphia 76ers are in the bonus already, Boban, who got fouled, is headed to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws. The score is 10-9. 76ers are up by 1. And here comes Boban, knocking down the first free throw. Boban, since he was acquired from the trade deadline, by the 76ers from the Clippers. Averaged 7.3 points per game with 4.6 rebounds. 7'3" Boban, such a fun guy to watch off the court with Tobias Harris as he misses the second free throw. So the Sixers lead is up to 2, 11-9. Here comes D'Angelo Russell going around the screen to his left, kicks it out. Nice little pass to Joe Harris, who buries his second three-pointer of the game, giving the Brooklyn Nets their first lead of this first quarter. And now here come the 76ers, turning the ball over. Here comes Russell in transition. Russell, nice little hesitation, gets under the rim, gets swatted away, but the Brooklyn Nets have the ball again. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Russell trying to slice in between defenders. He's got Jimmy Butler on him, trying to kick it out. Was it deflected? No, ends up being a turnover by the Brooklyn Nets. So the score remains 12-11. Jimmy Butler trying to apply the pressure to D'Angelo Russell. As we see TJ McConnell for the 76ers come in. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in this first quarter. First game of the NBA playoffs 2019. Here comes McConnell. Give it out to Mike Scott, who just came in as well. Scott bouncing it over. McConnell drives baseline under the basket. Has some space. Pulls up. Too short on the mid-range. And Jared Allen comes up with the rebound. Now he finds Jared Dudley, who's in the game for the Brooklyn Nets. Dudley bouncing it over to Spencer Dinwiddie. Potential sixth man of the year, as there's going to be a foul on the floor against the Philadelphia 76ers. So Brooklyn's going to go ahead and inbound the ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock. The score is 12-11. Brooklyn up by 1, their first lead of the game. As we see Jimmy Butler holding on to Jared Allen that play. Now here comes Spencer Dinwiddie in the paint. Finds Jared Allen. And now he has to kick it out to Jared Dudley. Almost going backcourt. Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Ends up being a turnover. TJ McConnell reaching in and stealing it away from D'Angelo Russell. Now TJ going down. Guarded by Jared Dudley. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Finding Tobias Harris. Harris trying to work on Joe Harris. Now he's kicking it out. TJ McConnell driving across the basket. Going up. Gets that nice little tough layup with the left hand. And now Philadelphia back up by 1. 13-12. 5 minutes and 13 seconds left. Here comes Joe Harris. Another 3-ball. Knocks that one down. Joe Harris is feeling it in this first quarter, actually, because he's already got 3 3-pointers in this first quarter, giving Brooklyn a 2-point lead. 15-13 is the score. Less than 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Jimmy Butler going around the Boban screen. He pulls up. He knocks down the mid-range jumper. Answers right back, and he ties this game up 15-all. Now Russell bouncing it over to Jared Dudley. Now Harris, he's got some space. Thought about it. This time he drives it in. Kicks it out to nobody as it goes out of bounds. Brooklyn already with multiple turnovers similar to that play where they drive it in, kick it out. Nobody's there. Got to be very careful because this Sixers team loves to run in transition, especially with that high-powered offense that they have with Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Harris, J.J. Redick, and Joel Embiid. So the score is tied, 15-all. 4 minutes and 33 seconds left as Jimmy Butler goes around the screen to his right. Finds a lane to the basket. Gets the foul called against Jared Allen. So Jimmy Butler headed to the free throw line to knock down 2 more free throws. Jimmy Butler, acquired in November by the Philadelphia 76ers from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Butler, this year, averaged 18.7 points with 5.3 rebounds and 4 assists per game as Butler knocks down the first free throw. He's also an 85.5% free throw shooter. Now we have Jimmy Butler at the free throw line, ready to knock down his second free throw. As soon as he was acquired in November, Butler faced off against the Brooklyn Nets as the 76ers ended up knocking down the game-winning shot to knock out the 76ers on November 25th. As Butler knocks down both free throws, gives the 76ers a 2-point lead. 17-15 is the score. Now we have Spencer Dinwiddie going down the lane, kicking it out. Right over to Carroll, right back to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie feels the contact of TJ McConnell. Couldn't knock down that bucket off the glass, but now Spencer Dinwiddie going to the free throw line to knock down 2 free throws. Spencer Dinwiddie Like I mentioned, that backcourt of Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell driving it to the lane, one of their keys to success during the regular season. As we have Ed Davis coming in for the Brooklyn Nets. Knocks down the first free throw. Does Spencer Dinwiddie. He averaged this season 16.8 points per game, which is a career high for him so far, as he knocks down both free throws, tying this game up again 17-17. 4 minutes and 7 seconds left in this first quarter. Boban's got the ball on the right elbow, tries a mid-range, knocks it down, nothing but net, giving the 76ers a 2-point lead. 19-17 is the score. Now, here come the Brooklyn Nets. Here comes Carroll. Got the ball, he's driving it in. Gives up his dribble. Now he's got to kick it out. Now here comes LeVert for the Brooklyn Nets. He's got 5 seconds on the shot clock. Goes down the lane. Nice Euro step. Couldn't get the shooter's touch on that one. But there's going to be a foul against the Brooklyn Nets. Loose ball foul. So another turnover by the Brooklyn Nets. Ed Davis looking around trying to get an understanding of how it was called a foul against him. So now the Brooklyn Nets give the ball up to the 76ers. The score is 19-17, 3 minutes and 39 seconds left. 76ers are in the bonus, as well as the Brooklyn Nets for the remainder of these 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Jared Allen on the bench now with a few fouls. Jimmy Butler is going to take the free throws for the 76ers. He just knocked down 2 on his previous trip, and then he misses the first one on this second trip. Butler averaging about 85.5% from the free throw line. Already knocked down a mid-range jumper. Let's see how many more touches he can get in this game to help out the 76ers, as the score is now 20-17 after that free throw made by Jimmy Butler. 20-17 is the score. Spencer Dinwiddie got the smaller TJ McCollum on him. Goes to his left, kicks it out to Carroll. Carroll, guarded by Harris, finds Jared Dudley. Nice little touch pass right over to Ed Davis, who maneuvers around Boban to get that left-handed layup to fall. Nice find by Jared Dudley. As soon as he touched the ball with his left hand, tipped it right over to Ed Davis to get that bucket. So the score is 20-19. Sixers are up by 1. Here comes Harris, pulls up, free throw jumper, too strong. Ed Davis comes down with the rebound, kicking it out to Spencer Dinwiddie. Less than 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Dinwiddie around the screen. Floater. Couple touches, but did not fall as Boban cut the rebound and he kicks it out to TJ. TJ speeding down the floor under the basket. Almost lost his balance, but he kicked it out to Mike Scott. Now the Sixers moving the ball around, trying to feed Boban. He's got a mismatch. He gets that easy layup over Carroll. Timeout by Kenny Atkinson, actually, of the Brooklyn Nets. Not happy with the defense that the Brooklyn Nets were playing, as DeMarre Carroll, a big mismatch for Boban, as Boban just has to turn around, get that layup off the glass, and he gets that one to fall. So timeout by the Brooklyn Nets as the score after a few minutes in this first quarter, 22-19. 76ers are up by 3, 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in this first quarter between the Sixers and the Brooklyn Nets. As we have an awkward occurrence saying, turnover Russell, where are the Nets? I know, dude, where are the Nets fans, dude? Any Philly fans here? It says Maxim Morales in the chat saying, will the Nets win a game this series? I think so, Max. So I feel like they can, but it's going to be tough for them. I mean, the biggest problem is the 76ers have just, if you listen to this starting lineup, basically, you see that the starting lineup that they had was Joel Embiid, J.J. Redick, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, and Tobias Harris. I mean, that squad, that starting lineup has only played 10 times this season, but they were 8-2 in those 10 games, and they were just scoring basically scoring a lot of points. But one of the keys is that they're gonna have to build that chemistry throughout the playoffs. But I mean, look at these averages: Joel Embiid, 27.5 points; Tobias Harris, 20 points. You have J.J. Redick, 18.1 points. Ben Simmons, 16.9 points. I mean, all these guys averaging above double digits, so that is a scary team to watch, and that is the problem that Brooklyn Nets are going to have, is how do they slow this team down. Good thing for the Nets is that their bench is a lot better than the bench of the 76ers, so that could play a key in this series. But Maxim, I do believe that they can get a game, especially if Joel Embiid doesn't play all games. I mean, he was just selected to be available in today's game about a few minutes before the game started, so We will see what happens in the remainder of the game. We're in a timeout break right now, guys. 76ers are currently up 22-19. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in this first quarter. Dub City 510 saying, come watch it live. Dude, I wish I could watch it live right now. I mean, showing it to you guys, that would be the best option, but I got to come up with a better way. I can't put it up on YouTube because I will get in trouble, but if you guys are watching it, you guys watch it, mute the TV. That way, if you don't like the commentary of ESPN, just put me on and I could be your commentary for the rest of the game, guys. We are still in a timeout break right now as we're waiting for the game to come back on. But yeah, as Maxim said, it's going to be tough for them to win a game, so we'll see what happens. Awkward saying if they're Nets fans, any Philly fans here. Let's see if any Philly fans come into the chat. Talk it up right here, guys. Ask any questions you guys want. That way we can talk during the timeouts and the halftime breaks, and I don't have to just talk to myself, really. But yeah, let's see what happens. We're still waiting for the game to come back on. This first quarter's been really long. I mean, that's how the playoffs start, guys. I mean, if you notice regular season games, you know, they have very fast pace, but in this playoff format, a lot more timeouts are used strategically. You got a lot more teams trying to play defense, trying to make adjustments. So these games are going to be lasting quite a while, and I love it. I'm a basketball fan through and through. So we will see how it goes. So we have the broadcast back, showing some of the highlights right here. Nets, kind of similar to what Awkward said, is that they haven't been driving it as much. What's helped them out is that 3 ball by Joe Harris. He's knocked down 3 already. He's got 9 points, while the rest of the team has 10. So he's almost got half of the team's points with those 3 balls. So we got the game coming back. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Brooklyn Nets have the ball. Jared Dudley bullets that pass right into the hands of Karis LeVert. And there's a foul on the floor. A little bit of confusion right there. I wanted to see who the foul was called on. But it's going to be on the Philadelphia 76ers, I believe, Jonathan Simmons. So here comes Karis LeVert for the Brooklyn Nets, trying to cut this lead down to 1 as he knocks down the first free throw. Karis LeVert dealt with the injury this season, but he came back, averaged 13.7 points per game, only a 69% free throw shooter in the regular season. So here comes LeVert, knocks down both free throws, cutting the lead down to 1. 22-21 is the score. Ben Simmons back in the game for the Philadelphia 76ers, trying to run this offense. Now J.J. Redick also back. Tries a mid-range jumper. Couldn't get that one to fall. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Brooklyn ball. Joel Embiid ready to check into the game now. Coming in for Boban. So now here comes Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, the dynamic duo for the Philadelphia 76ers, trying to lead them to the top of the Eastern Conference and make it to the NBA Finals. We will see how far they go in this playoff run, while the Brooklyn Nets are trying to shock the world and trying to have people not overlook them, as Spencer Dinwiddie drives baseline, giving it off to LeVert. Now LeVert finds Carroll, thought about the 3 ball. Instead, he drives it right at Ben Simmons, gets that one off the glass to go. Good touch by DeMarre Carroll, who's just given the Brooklyn Nets a 1-point lead, 23-22. Simmons giving it off to Embiid. Thought about that 3 ball. Embiid with such a good pump fake. Now he has to give the ball off. Finds Scott in the corner. No, off the side of the rim. But look at Embiid tipping that ball right over to J.J. Redick for a second chance opportunity. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Embiid's got it. Now he's guarded by Ed Davis. Davis trying to put some pressure on. Now they swarm him. Loose ball. Here comes Carroll with the steal. 2-on-1. Carroll goes up. Almost misses the layup, but he's able to caress that one right in. 3-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Highest of the game. Here comes Simmons going coast to coast, but he blew the layup with the left hand. Now here comes Spencer Dinwiddie. In transition, in rhythm, buries a 3-pointer for the Brooklyn Nets. Just like that. 6-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. What a turnaround. Now here come the 76ers actually with the ball. Brooklyn Nets trying to pressure him now. Swarming J.J. Redick with a lot of defense. Now here comes Embiid open. Too short on that 3-ball attempt. LeVert comes up with the rebound. Now here comes LeVert with the ball. Guarded by Mike Scott. Goes to his left. Bounces it over. Ed Davis tries to slam it over, but it gets rejected by Joel Embiid. Now here comes Ben Simmons. Surveying the floor. Finding out his teammates. Where are they at? Now Joel Embiid almost loses it. Tried to get contact. No call was made by the referees. Now Ben Simmons has the ball near the baseline. 3 defenders around him. Kicking it out. Nobody around. Joel Embiid. He tries another one. Too short on that one. And Joel Embiid gets his own rebound. Tries another 3-ball. Same result. Too short on that one. Ball is out of bounds. And it's still going to be 76er ball. A lot of action and chaos on that play. Joel Embiid taking three balls back to back to back and came up short on every single one. 16.6 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock has 14 seconds, so 2-second difference for the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's see if they waste all the time to try to take the last shot. Now, here come the 76ers. Simmons tries a 3-ball, but he couldn't connect. And now here comes Carroll. Carroll going down the lane. Now he's going to pull it back. Noticing that they have the last shot. He pulls up. 3-ball. Knocks it right over Mike Scott. Another 3-ball for the Nets. And that gives them a 9-point lead. Here comes Mike Scott. Nice little spin move. Pulls up. Not going to come close on that buzzer beater to end the first quarter. And just like that, look at the turnaround that the Nets made in the last 2.5 minutes of this first quarter. Spencer Dinwiddie in transition, knocking down a 3-ball. Then you have DeMarre Carroll getting a nice little shot off the glass. Then you had Ed Davis with a nice little spin move to attack, and he got a left hand to fall. Oh, what a play right there by the Brooklyn Nets to keep it going. So just like that, end of the first quarter, Brooklyn Nets are up by 9, 31-22. That is their highest lead of this game. A lot of scoring in this quarter already between both teams. So we'll see if that's going to keep going. I mean, there you go again. Just like I mentioned, the bench of the Nets are just producing and producing and producing. And then look, in the regular season, Nets bench produced 47.8 points per game, which is the second highest in the NBA. So if they can keep that up, they have a good chance to try to get a game on the road against the 76ers. Would be very, very crucial for them to get one on the road to kind of go back home with that confidence that, like, you know what, we can take this 3rd seed Philadelphia 76ers team. We got it. So now let's see what we have here. Nets. Oh man, what a quarter between these first teams. I think my excitement is just that the playoffs are back, guys. I mean, this is such a great time to be a basketball fan. You have so many good players in the spotlight. You get to see so many guys kind of excel. So I am just beyond excited to see these guys play. I'm excited to see the game after. The game after this one, guys, is the Toronto Raptors against the Orlando Magic. Very sneaky team the Orlando Magic are. You know, they sneaked into the playoffs, but they have to... Other teams have to be very careful because they have guys like Vucevic and Aaron Gordon. You got Terrence Ross. You got a bunch of role players that can be very, very sneaky, try to catch the Toronto Raptors off guard. So let me go ahead and back to the chat right here as we have Aid Hasimovic saying Sixers suck. Damn. Aid Hasimovic, Sixers will lose to Brooklyn in the playoffs. Wow, he's already calling it. And Aid is already calling the finals, saying Celtics versus Rockets finals. Whew. So he's predicting that the Rockets are going to beat the Warriors and the Celtics to come out of the East. All right, Aid. Good luck, my friend, with your prediction, dude. It should be interesting. Very, very interesting to see how the playoffs come out for both sides. I mean, to me, let me know what you guys think. I just to let you guys know, I am in no way an expert in basketball. I feel like I've been watching it for like 18 years and I still don't feel like I'm an expert at all. But dude, to me, it feels like the biggest chance that a team has to knock off from the Western Conference to me is either going to be the Denver Nuggets, obvious choice maybe because of the 2nd seed team. But to me, a surprise one is the Thunder. And I know people are going to say like, how do you compare the Thunder to the Warriors that they don't have the capacity to try to stop them? But I don't know. The Thunder have this like chip on their shoulder, and mostly it's because of Russell Westbrook and Paul George. I mean, Paul George had an MVP caliber season. It's just so many different aspects that the Thunder can, they can try to provide some type of chaos against if they play against the Warriors, try to make it dirty, like making it not a clean and a nice smooth game. Just try to disrupt the Warrior offense. I mean, that's just a thought. I feel like, that could be a possibility, but we will see if they even match up together in the playoffs. We are in the second quarter now, guys. Joel Embiid with the ball, guarded by Ed Davis. Now backing down, Ed Davis pulls up that nice little floater, too strong, fighting for the rebound. He gets his own miss, and he gets the foul call. That's just going to, a player knocked down to the floor, Jared Dudley. They're going to have to separate players right here. Don't know who knocked him down, whether it was Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons. But the foul is still on the Brooklyn Nets. 31-22 is the score. Let's see what happens here as Joel Embiid. Let's see, the referee's going to look at the replay as there's a foul on Jared Dudley, clearly. Yeah, and it was just a push by Joel Embiid. But, yeah, it seems like Jared Dudley sold it a little, but they're going to call a technical foul on Joel Embiid. And Spencer Dinwiddie misses the technical free throw shot. So, Nets are not able to capitalize on that free point. So, instead, the foul is still called on Jared Dudley. So, Joel Embiid headed to the free throw line to try to knock down a few more free throws. Joel Embiid with 9 points already in this game, as he misses the first free throw. Here comes Joel Embiid trying to split the free throws, and he knocks down the second one. Cuts the lead down to 8, 31-23, as it's going to be a whistle on the floor. I believe they had to reset the shot clock because it did not reset for the Brooklyn Nets. Philadelphia has not hit a three-pointer in this game. They're 0 for 9. Wow, the Brooklyn Nets are 5 for 8. 3 of them coming by way of Joe Harris. So Ed Davis has the ball, trying to give it off to LeVert. Lobs it over to him. 11 seconds left in the shot clock. LeVert gets free. 3-ball on its way. Gets the shooter's touch. Bounces 2 times. And it goes right in. 34-23. Another 3-ball for the Nets. And it's an 11-point lead for Brooklyn. Now here comes J.J. Redick going around the screen. Trying to 3. Trying to get on the board for the Philadelphia 76ers. But he couldn't knock it down. Here comes LeVert. Giving it off to Carroll. Carroll driving down. Finding Dudley. Dudley, nice little jab step. Getting free. Finding it Davis. And then he gets his shot blocked by Joel Embiid. Now here comes Simmons. Picking up the pace. Trying to lob it into Harris. No, off the backboard. Here come the Brooklyn Nets in transition. Dinwiddie. Nice little dribble between the legs. Tries a 3-ball, but he couldn't connect as Joel Embiid snatches that rebound away from DeMarre Carroll. The score is still 34-23. Tobias Harris has the ball. Gets the screen from Ben Simmons. Now he finds Joel Embiid. He tries another 3-ball. Too strong. Embiid has not found success from beyond the arc. Neither has the Philadelphia 76ers team. The score is 34-23. A minute and a half into this game. Brooklyn trying to continue to add to their lead as LeVert, nice little fadeaway, but too short. Ed Davis knocks that ball over to Jared Dudley. Second chance opportunity. Look at LeVert open for 3, and another 3-ball falls. Timeout by Brett Brown and the 76ers. 37-23 is the score in this game. What a run that the Brooklyn Nets are on. I was going to say, well, the Sixers are on a run too, that they have not hit a 3-pointer in this game. But the Nets, I mean, LeVert now hitting 3 balls. DeMarre Carroll from the corner. I mean, whoo, what a run they are going from beyond the arc. And now there is a timeout by Brett Brown. The score is 37-23. Incredible right now as the Brooklyn Nets taking over the final few minutes of the first quarter. Now look at this. 2 minutes into this second quarter, and they are still on a run, and that is part of the bench. LeVert, Dinwiddie, and then Carroll, obviously from the starting bench, starting 5, but they are just putting it on the 76ers. And they have a 14-point lead as we go to a timeout break right now. Very, very interesting to see. Let's see what happens. I mean, luckily for the 76ers that they are at home. So the crowd is just going to have to find some type of energy. They have to get back into this game in order to pump up this 76ers team, because, I mean, they do not want to lose the first game at home, because that just immediately gives the Brooklyn Nets that the power. They gives them the leverage in this series. And then going back to Brooklyn, now you have the pressure. I'm like, okay, they stole one from us. We got to steal one back. And instead, nope, you can't have that happen. So the 76ers are going to have to find a way to get back into this game. We will see if that happens. I mean, Brooklyn Nets are just knocking it down from beyond the arc. I mean, let's check out the stats right here for the Brooklyn Nets. Leading scorer, actually tied between Joe Harris and DeMarre Carroll, both with 9 points. Brooklyn from 3-ball land, 7 for 11. That is 63%. That is right, 63% from beyond the arc. It is incredible how efficient they have been. Not only that, at the free throw line, they're also 8 for 9. And turnovers, they only have 4, so that is going to be a big key to look out for. While the Philadelphia 76ers, they have 5 turnovers, and they are 0 for 11 from beyond the arc. So that is not a good look if you are the Philadelphia 76ers, especially how the game has changed, how the NBA has evolved into more three-point shooting. What has helped the 76ers, though, is that they've gotten to the line a lot. I mean, Joel Embiid alone went to the line 9 times already, and he's 7 for 9. The whole team for the 76ers are 11 for 15 from the free throw line. So they're getting fouls called, so if they can at least keep attacking, keep getting to their spots, they're going to keep getting free points as the game goes on. We're in a timeout break right now, guys. 10 minutes and 7 seconds left in this second quarter. Timeout already by Brett Brown, and the score is 37-23. It's a 14-point lead for the Nets, their highest of the game. I mean, when the game started, it seemed like, okay, 76ers were in complete control. Joel Embiid was just getting to the rim, getting fouls, getting easy buckets. It was just working for them the first 8 minutes of that first quarter. And then something happened after the 2.5 minute mark. The Nets just started erupting. Joe Harris knocked down a 3-ball. Spencer Dinwiddie driving in, knocking down a bucket, finding teammates, knocking down an in-transition 3. I mean, again, the last 4 minutes and 21 seconds, they're on an 18-1 run, the Nets are. While the Philadelphia 76ers, they have missed their last 12 field goals. So let's see if that changes on this possession as Tobias Harris, Simmons, Joel Embiid, JJ Redick, and Jimmy Butler are on the floor. Embiid giving out to Simmons. Simmons fakes the pass, spins, couldn't knock down that one from the left side. Off the glass, too strong. Now here comes LeVert. He's got a lot of space. Now he tries to kick it out. Ball was deflected off of Ben Simmons' hand, so it's still going to be Brooklyn Nets ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock. For the Brooklyn Nets, they have Jared Dudley on the floor, as well as LeVert, Ed Davis, DeMarre Carroll, and D'Angelo Russell back in the game. Now here comes LeVert. Nice little hesitation. Then he ends bouncing that one off the glass over JJ Redick. And the scoring run continues. 39-23. 16-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Now here comes Tobias Harris. Nice little pump fake over Ed Davis. And he knocks that one down as Jared Dudley gets his headband knocked off his head. So that finally erases that 13 field goal missed in a row by the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's ended by Tobias Harris. So the score is 39-25. 14-point lead for the Nets. 76ers crowd trying to get back into it. Less than 9 minutes to go in this second quarter. LeVert, 4 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to move. Lobbed up to Ed Davis. Ed Davis gets it in right into the rim. Great find by LeVert before the shot clock ended. 41-25 is the score. 16-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Now here comes Harris, giving it off to Joel Embiid. Embiid working on Ed Davis, goes right at him. There's going to be a late foul called on Ed Davis. Nets don't agree with the call. So let's see. It's going to be free throws for Joel Embiid. Let's take a look at this replay. As Ed Davis kind of had his hand right on the right hand, the shooting hand of Joel Embiid. So the foul was called. So now Joel Embiid at the free throw line. The score is 41-25. Brooklyn Nets are up by 16 points. Embiid already with 9 points. He is 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Now you got to make it 8 for 10. 41-26 is the score. 15-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. As we have another substitution. Jared Dudley taking a seat. And we have Treveon Graham for the Brooklyn Nets on the floor now. Now here comes Joel Embiid at the free throw line, trying to go 2 for 2. Yes, he does. Knocks down both. The score is 41-27. 14-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Joel Embiid with 11 points. He's only 1 for 9 from the field, though. As DeMarre Carroll moving the ball around. Russell tries a 3-ball, tries to get it, and he starts it off with another 3-ball again after the timeout. The 3-ball is falling for the Nets. As a JJ Redick tries a mid-range jumper. Jimmy Butler tries to get the rebound. Bodies on the floor. Sixers still have it as the ball gets deflected out of bounds. And it's going to be Sixers ball still. 44-27 is the score now. 17-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. As Joel Embiid now going to be on the bench to get his rest. We'll probably see him later on at the end of the second quarter. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this second quarter. Brooklyn is up by 17, their highest lead of the game. Boban in the game now, as well as Mike Scott and TJ McConnell. So Boban has it, finds Jimmy Butler. Butler, nice little hesitation, pump fake, feels the contact, gets the foul called against D'Angelo Russell. So Jimmy Butler headed to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws. 44-27 is the score. 8 minutes and 2 seconds left in this second quarter. Brooklyn trying to maintain their lead over the Philadelphia 76ers on the road. Here comes Jimmy Butler. At the free throw line, knocked down 2 free throws already as he knocks down the first one here. 44-28, making it a 16-point lead for the Nets. Brooklyn doing good so far. Their first postseason since 2015 as Jimmy Butler knocks down both free throws. And now here comes DeMarre Carroll. The score is 44-29. 13-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Less than 8 minutes to go. D'Angelo Russell guarded by TJ McConnell. Finds Ed Davis. Now the ball is in the hands of LeVert. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Nice little crossover to the left. Now he's going right at Boban, and Harris gets another nice little layup high off the glass, and he gets that one to fall. 46-29 is the score. Now 17-point lead as Harris knocks down the 3-ball, and that is the first 3-pointer of the game for the Philadelphia 76ers, and it comes actually by way of Tobias Harris. Now here comes Russell. Russell right in the paint. Rainbow shot right over Boban, but there's going to be a loose ball foul against the 76ers. So the score is 46-32 after that 3-ball by the Sixers. Philadelphia fans are upset. 46-32 is the score. Nets are up by 14 as Joe Harris, who was a hot hand in that first quarter, is back in the game. Here comes DeMarre Carroll ready to inbound the ball. 14 seconds in the shot clock for the Nets. Ed Davis receives the ball. Now he gives it off to Harris, coming off the screen. Harris has a lot of space under the basket, trying to give it off right over to Graham in the corner, but the ball is deflected out of bounds by Mike Scott. Still going to be Brooklyn Nets ball as we see LeVert on the bench. Now here comes Joe Harris, kicking it out to Ed Davis. Now it's in the hands of Carroll. Carroll tries a 3-ball, top of the key, not able to hit, off the back of the iron and into the hands of Boban. Now Boban finds TJ. TJ right back to Boban. Boban just has to maneuver right over, puts the ball over the head of Ed Davis, and he knocks that easy layup down. So the score is 46-34. Sixers cutting the lead down to 12. Ed Davis giving it off right over to Graham. Now Graham has it. Thought about giving it to the cutting Carroll. Instead, he drives it in. Gets the contact against Mike Scott, but he couldn't convert on that layup off the glass. So it's going to be a foul against the 76ers. Brooklyn will have the ball, either free throws or inbound. They're showing the replay of Boban, how easily he gets to the rim and knocks down shots. Boban already with 7 points, so it's going to be free throws for Graham and the Brooklyn Nets. As Graham knocks down the first free throw in the regular season. He's averaged 82% from the free throw line. Graham did, while knocking down 5.3 points and 3.1 rebounds a game. So now here comes Graham, trying to increase his lead. Back up to 14, and he does. Knocks down both free throws. The score is 48-34. 14-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. 6 minutes and a half left in this second quarter. Jimmy Butler and the 76ers are trying to get back. Boban's on the floor. Got tripped up, but no call was made by the referees as Jimmy Butler working on his defender. Gets to the rim, but he gets rejected. Loose ball. Jimmy Butler's got it. Puts up another floater, and he gets that one to fall. He was determined to get that one for the Sixers. So now the lead is down to 12 again. 48-36. 12-point lead, 6 minutes and 7 seconds left in this second quarter. Spencer Dinwiddie in the game, bringing the ball up. Backcourt of Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell. Nice little crossover, in and out dribble by D'Angelo Russell to get around Boban, but he couldn't knock down the shot. Now here comes Jimmy Butler, guarded by Graham. Butler, nice little crossover to his right. 2 steps, gets to the rim, but he couldn't finish. to get the and one opportunity. Instead, Jimmy Butler's trying to will his team back into this game as he's going to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws. Allen Iverson is right there, courtside, watching his former team. Always good to see AI, the legend. As referees are talking things over. And it's actually going to be a timeout by the Brooklyn Nets. They're going to talk things over. The lead is shrunk down to 12. 48-36 is the score. Actually, 48-36 is the score. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in this second quarter. As we see so much action still to be played between these two teams. Still plenty of time for the Sixers to get back into this game. I'm pretty sure they want to at least try to tie this game up or have the lead before they go into halftime. So we will see what happens in the remainder of these 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Joel Embiid and the 76ers are now, they finally knocked down a 3-ball. I thought it was Tobias Harris, and I was wrong. It was actually Mike Scott who knocked down that 3-ball. So now they're 1 for 12. Still not a good percentage, while the Brooklyn Nets, compared to their 3-ball percentage, is just, they are hitting it from all sides. They are 8 for 13 from 3-ball land, and so efficient from free throws as well. 10 for 11. They've only missed 1 free throw. So we'll see how it's going to continue to work for the Brooklyn Nets. So far, it has not fazed them that they are away in Philadelphia. So we'll see what will go down. Again, like I mentioned, they're playing so good. The Nets are playing really good, considering that this is their first postseason trip since 2015. But it's just that 3-ball that has been working for LeVert, for Damari Carroll, for Spencer Dinwiddie, and for Joe Harris, who's got 3 of them already. But you never know. These games are always so close. I mean, they have a lead so far, so let's see if they can try to maintain that lead, because it would be a big, big confidence boost for the Nets if they can go into halftime with a double-digit lead over the Philadelphia 76ers. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to take the series? Let me know in the chat right there. That way we can interact during halftime or during the timeout breaks. So it should be a really fun. Or who do you guys have watching? You know, who are you rooting for in the playoffs? Who's your team like that, and you're hoping that makes it into the playoffs or into the NBA Finals? It is going to be very, very interesting to watch. There's a lot of good games slated for today. You have teams like the Golden State Warriors facing off against the LA Clippers tonight. You also have the last game, I believe, is the Denver Nuggets versus the San Antonio Spurs. And then the game up next after this one is going to be the Orlando Magic taking on the number 2 seed Toronto Raptors. Kawhi Leonard back in the playoffs. I believe I saw a stat that said this is his first game played in the playoffs since 2017. So that is going to be very, very intriguing to watch. I mean, it's just incredible how he's been able to manage taking this team to the freaking playoffs, you know, after being traded by the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, having a completely new team and then, you know, having to learn a new system and still be, you know, that big of a factor to help your team. It shows the value that Kawhi Leonard has. So we'll see how that plays out in this game after the Brooklyn Nets and the 76ers. But we're still focused on the Nets and the Sixers, as the Nets have a 12-point lead. But Jimmy Butler's at the free throw line, going to be ready to knock down 2 free throws and try to make it a 10-point lead to get back into this game. They're showing stats of the history between the Nets and the 76ers. Sixers fans are in disbelief, but they're starting to kind of garner some more energy. Jimmy Butler's trying to will this team. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in this second quarter. Here comes Jimmy Butler. First free throw attempt. Too short on that one. Not able to convert. 48-36 is still the score. Philadelphia is in the bonus for the remainder of this second quarter. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left, as Jimmy Butler goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. The score is 48-37. 11-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie with the ball, trying to feed the ball into D'Angelo Russell. Joe Harris saves it, gives it out to Russell. Nice little pump fake. Gets double teamed. Now they're moving the ball around. Dinwiddie giving it off to Graham. Graham, before he can attack, ended up stepping out of bounds. Turnover by the Brooklyn Nets. And this is where the Brooklyn Nets cannot break down if they want to try to maintain that lead. These simple mistakes can get any team back into the game. 48-37 is the score. Brooklyn Nets up by 11. Here comes Jimmy Butler initiating the offense for the 76ers while Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are on the bench. Butler, nice little pivoting, tries to get that one up, gets his own miss, ends up getting fouled by Spencer Dinwiddie, who was holding onto his hand. So again, Jimmy Butler going to the free throw line for another trip to get 2 more points and cut this down to single digits. 48-37 is the score. 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in this second quarter. First game of the NBA playoffs 2019. Here comes Jimmy Butler. Knocks down the first free throw. Nets just trying to have to weather the storm. What's going to be scary for the Nets is that, okay, they're coming back and they don't have Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons. So they should try to build this lead or slow them down, because if not, they're going to have the momentum on their side of the Sixers, and then they're going to have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid back on the floor ready to attack. So now Butler knocks down both free throws, makes it a 9-point lead for the Nets. Here comes Brooklyn. Jared Dudley has a lot of space, tries a 3-ball. No, too strong. Tobias Harris comes down with the rebound. Now he's bringing the ball up, giving it off to Boban. Boban backing down on Jared Dudley. He's got a big mismatch. Finding it off to TJ McConnell for the fadeaway jumper. 48-41. 7-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. And now the Sixers have the momentum on their side. Here comes Dinwiddie. Nice little screen and roll. Finds Jared Dudley. Had space. Instead, he kicks it right back to Dinwiddie. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. He's got the bigger Boban. Attacks baseline. Jams it down with 2 hands. Knew he had the mismatch all the way. Just wanted the lane to open up. 50-41 is the score. Brooklyn is up by 9 again. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left in this second quarter. Here come the 76ers. TJ McConnell going under the basket. Another fadeaway. Couldn't knock it down. Loose ball. Joe Harris comes up with it for the Brooklyn Nets. Giving it off to D'Angelo Russell. Russell bringing the ball down. He's got a screen by Jared Dudley. Now he's got Boban on him. Let's see what he does. Ends up pulling up. 3-ball. No. Too strong for D'Angelo Russell. Rebound by Mike Scott. Handing it right off to Tobias Harris. They're going to try to keep feeding it to Boban as Boban has it. Takes it. Oh, nice little fadeaway floater, but he couldn't knock it down. Now there's a mismatch for the Brooklyn Nets. Here comes D'Angelo Russell. Nice little between the legs dribble. Goes down the lane. Left-handed layup. Beautiful move by D'Angelo Russell to cut by his defender as we see Joel Embiid headed to the locker room. Not a good look if you're a Sixers fan, seeing Joel Embiid headed to the locker room to see if he can get treatment. Hopefully it is nothing too serious as the Brooklyn Nets are up by 11 again. Boban working on Jared Dudley as there's going to be a floater again. Offensive foul on Boban against Jared Dudley. Jared Dudley standing his ground, staying right in front of Boban. And Boban, I guess, ended up putting his elbow and body right in the face. And actually using his off arm to get away from Jared Dudley. So clear offensive foul against Boban. So the score is 52-41. Brooklyn Nets are up by 11 again. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this second quarter. Boban going straight to the bench. But no Joel Embiid to come in as center. So it's going to be a small ball lineup for the 76ers. Here comes Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie driving down the lane. Scoop layup right by Mike Scott. Great drive by Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie been averaging 23.7 points per game against the Philadelphia 76ers this regular season. So he is looking to have another big game against them as Jimmy Butler with a step back mid-range jumper. Couldn't knock it down. Joe Harris comes up with the rebound. Right over to Spencer Dinwiddie to run the offense again. 13-point lead for the Nets. 54-41. Guarded by JJ Redick. Here comes Spencer Dinwiddie. Driving it to his left. Another trip down the lane. And it ends up being a foul called against JJ Redick. So Spencer Dinwiddie being aggressive again. Just like we mentioned earlier. They drive to the rim 53 times a game in the regular season. And they actually are first in drive points per game with 30 a game. 30 points per game just driving. All because of D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and a few other players. But those two are the majority. Incredible right there as the Nets trying to climb. Actually, not trying to climb back. They're trying to increase their lead to what they had before. As Spencer Dinwiddie Goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Nets have been super efficient at the free throw line, which has helped them continue to lead over the Philadelphia 76ers. The score is 56-41. 15-point lead for the Nets. Jimmy Butler, Euro step, gets the contact, gets that one to fall. No foul call, but he's still able to drill that one against the defense of the Brooklyn Nets. 56-43, 13-point lead. Nice little inside-out dribble by LeVert. Gets the contact as he drives to the lane. Another foul is called against the Philadelphia 76er defense. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left as LeVert goes straight to the free throw line again to knock down 2 more free throws to increase his lead back to 15. Let's see, as LeVert knocks down the first free throw. 57-43 is a score. Tobias Harris back in the game for the Philadelphia 76ers. 14-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Make it 15 as LeVert knocks down both free throws. 58-43 is the score. Here comes Ben Simmons back in the game as well. Mike Scott with the ball. Handed it right off to Jimmy Butler. Butler gives up his dribble. Giving it off to Simmons. Now Simmons tried to feed it into Jimmy Butler. And Karooks ended up reaching in to try to steal that ball away. Instead, foul was called. So now Jimmy Butler again, he's already headed to the free throw line 4 times in this quarter alone. So now here he's got 2 more chances to knock down 2 easy points for the Sixers as he knocks down the first run, making it a 14-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. 76ers going to have to deal with the absence of Joel Embiid. He went to the locker room, so hopefully they can provide more information as Jimmy Butler knocks down both free throws, makes it a 13-point lead again. Less than 2 minutes left in this second quarter. 16 points for Jimmy Butler. He's 10 for 12 from the free throw line. Incredible how many times he's gotten to the free throw line already. As LeVert, nice little crossover, and he goes down the lane. Soars for a 2-hand jam. Oh, man. Now with the absence of Joel Embiid, the lane is open for the Nets. 15-point lead for Brooklyn. Nice little find right there by Simmons to Jonathan Simmons. He missed the layup but ended up getting his own miss. Now he's cut the lead down to 13 again. 60-47 is the score. Here comes Harris. Thought about the 3, but he passed it off to Dudley. And that was going to be a foul on the floor. Both teams are in the bonus, so both teams are headed to the free throw line every time a foul is called. 1 minute and 17 seconds left in this second quarter. Similar to how Maxim said in the chat. I mean, when you're missing your star in Joel Embiid, this is the chance that Brooklyn needs to take. Okay, they don't have Joel Embiid. We have to put our foot down and be aggressive and take this game on the road. So then, as Jared Dudley knocks down the first free throw, we see Karooks sitting down on the bench and Damari Carroll is back on the floor. Here comes Dudley. Knocks down both free throws. The score is 62-47. 15-point lead for the Nets. As the bench points, you can see the difference right here. Brooklyn, 35 points from their bench. 16 only for the Philadelphia 76ers as Jonathan Simmons gives it off to Mike Scott. Scott, 3-ball, in and out. Couldn't knock it down, but Jimmy Butler is there for the putback. Nobody boxing out Butler, and he gets that easy putback layup. 62-49, 13-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Less than a minute to go in this second quarter. LeVert working on Mike Scott. Goes to his right, behind the back, step back, mid-range jumper off the back of the iron. Into the hands of the Philadelphia 76ers now. Here comes Ben Simmons going right at Jared Dudley. Almost lost his footing, but the ball goes right to Jimmy Butler again. He is taking over this second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, but they are still down by 11. 62-51 is a score. 27 seconds left on the game clock. Spencer Dinwiddie gave up his dribble. Got to find one of his teammates. And there's going to be a whistle. Timeout by Kenny Atkinson. Trying to come up with the play. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Nets. 21 seconds on the game clock. So there's about an 11-second difference. So the Brooklyn Nets will probably have to take a shot right here and allow the Philadelphia 76ers to take the last shot of this second quarter, actually. So let's see what happens as we have Mohamed Nagash saying, buddy, you're tripping. Dude, my man Mohamed, thanks so much for coming into the chat, dude, and listening. Dude, I mean, how could I not be tripping? Dude, this game is going back and forth, dude. It looked like the Nets were going to give up their 17-point lead. 76ers were coming back. Jimmy Butler in this quarter alone has just willed his team to get back into this game, either by free throws or by attacking and getting putbacks in. I mean, he is the leading scorer now. Jimmy Butler's got 20 points in this game. The majority of that coming in this second quarter. He's been to the free throw line 12 times. He's 10 for 12 so far. I mean, how could you not be tripping over that, Mohammed? I mean, this is incredible, dude. This team looks like they want to come back, trying to get their home court back on their side, but the momentum is on the Brooklyn Nets right now. They are playing really impressive away from home. So we'll see what happens in these last 21 seconds. Brooklyn will have the ball, the inbound. They only have 10 seconds on the shot clock. As we have Jimmy Butler, Simmons, Ben Simmons, as well as Mike Scott and Tobias Harris on the floor. So we'll see what happens on this play right here, what they come up with. So here comes Brooklyn, finds Harris. Harris goes baseline, drives it in, comes up too short on the layup, and Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound. He's going to hold it for the last shot of this second quarter. Can he make it single digits? Let's see what Jimmy Butler do. Does he kick it out, or is he going to fire to take the shot on his own? Here comes Jimmy Butler. The crowd is on their feet. Here comes Butler behind the arc. 3-ball, knocks it down to end the second quarter. Buzzer beater by Jimmy Butler. Goes straight to the tunnel right there into halftime. Cuts the lead down to 8 points actually because of the three-pointer. 62-54 is the score. Look at Jimmy Butler. Thought he was going to get the screen. Got some space. Jared Dudley did not come in time. Perfect. Out of his hand before the shot clock ends. Even Jimmy Butler got hyped for that buzzer beater right there. And just like that, the lead has been cut down to 8 points. 62-54 is the score between the Nets and the 76ers. First game of the NBA playoffs. First half already done. We still got 24 minutes left between these two teams to figure out who's going to take game one of this round one series. Interesting to see what is going to happen. Whew. As we hear Tad Mags right here in the chat saying end. My man, Tad Angs. Don't know what that means, Tad. But thank you so much for listening, my friend. And coming into the chat as well. Guys, going into halftime, so we're going to have basically 10 to 15 minutes to kind of just talk, discuss. What are you guys feeling? Who do you guys think is going to take this game? I mean, for the surprise of me and maybe other people as well, is that Brooklyn came out very, very aggressive after the timeout break when there was 2.5 minutes left in that first quarter. That bench just started knocking down shot after shot. Joe Harris knocked him down 3 balls that first quarter, knocked down 3 of them, and then you had the help of Damari Carroll knocking down from the corner. You had LeVert knocking it down. Then Spencer Dinwiddie in transition knocking it down. It was just the 3-ball that helped them get that lead and quick turnaround. And then the start of the second quarter, the bench just kept knocking down points. They went on like an 18-1 scoring run, while the Philadelphia 76ers missed about 13 field goals in a row. So whenever you have those kind of stretches, those dry spells, it does not look good for your team. So ended up giving the Brooklyn Nets a 17-point lead in the second quarter, but then Jimmy Butler started getting to the rim, getting fouls called, ended up going to the free throw line 12 times in this game already, in this first half. And it's just him being aggressive, going right at his defender. Nobody boxing him out. He ended up tipping in a lot of second chance opportunities for the Philadelphia 76ers. So a lot of things happening in that second quarter for both teams. But as we go into halftime, 62-54 is the score between the Brooklyn Nets and the 76ers. Nets trying to see if they can pull off a upset right here, as they are the 6th seed going up against the 3rd seed, trying to steal a game on the road against the Philadelphia 76ers. And we saw Joel Embiid go to the locker room before the second quarter ended. Hopefully we get to see or we get to hear an update of the status of Joel Embiid, because if he is not going to play the rest of the game, that is not good news for the 76ers, because he is their main threat. I mean, a guy that averages 27.5 points a game in the regular season. I mean, you lose that. Whew, not only do you lose that on offense, but you lose out on the rebounds, on the second chance opportunities, and on the defense as well. So it is going to be a struggle for the 76ers if they do not have Joel Embiid. As we are on a timeout break right here. Not a timeout break, a halftime break right here between the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. They came out with just guns blazing in that second quarter, knocking down shots. Let's go ahead and check the box score right here. I mean, for the Sixers, you know who the leading scorer is. 23 points. Jimmy Butler. He's got 6 rebounds. He's trying to go for that double-double and just trying to get a victory for his team in the first round of this Eastern Conference playoffs. We have Joel Embiid with 11 points, played a majority of that first quarter, and then played a few minutes in that second quarter, and then we just saw him go to the tunnel, to the locker room. So hopefully he is all right, because you never want to see star players from these teams not get to play and help their teams out in the NBA playoffs. We also have Boban with 7 points. He was a big factor in the post, because I mean, he's basically 7'3". He's a mismatch for anybody that that guards him basically. Now for the Brooklyn Nets, this is like a crazy spread for the Brooklyn Nets by points. Leading scorer for the Brooklyn Nets, as I pull up the box score, as we have right here. Leading scorer, we have LeVert with 16 points. You got Spencer Dinwiddie with 11 points. You got DeMarre Carroll with 9. You got Joe Harris with 9. You got Russell with 7. So many players like that, almost getting into that double digits. And I mean, the efficiency that they have at the free throw line, currently they're 16 for 17. The Nets are at the free throw line, 94%, only missed 1. That is what keeps teams in the playoffs, with the lead or getting them back into the lead. And that is what's helped them just try to maintain control of this game. Not only that, though, is also the 3-ball that's fallen for the Brooklyn Nets. They've knocked down 8 for 15 from beyond the arc, while the Philadelphia 76ers have only knocked down 1 3-pointer, and it came by the hands of Mike Scott. So a lot of things that the Philadelphia 76ers are going to have to adjust if they want to try to come back into this game. I mean, they're only down by 8 points, so they were able to manage to cut down a lot in this game. So still a lot of action to be played in this first game of the NBA playoffs 2019. Guys, you let me know what you think, any questions you guys have, anything. We'll go ahead and cover it right now in this halftime break, as we have some time to spare. Still got about 10 minutes to go before third quarter starts. And I just reminded myself that I should just start recording this as well. But that second quarter was nice. I mean, you had LeVert with a nice little crossover, and then he just went straight down the lane to dunk it down. Nobody in the lane, because no Joel Embiid, so there's no big body right there to try to block any shots down the paint. The Sixers had a small ball lineup, but that was not gonna work for the 76ers. As I save this right here, boom. So many things like that. But, I mean, again, what kept the 76ers in this game is Jimmy Butler getting second chance opportunities. He missed shots. He would get his own rebound and just kind of work around the defense and get his shots up and get to the free throw line. It's just so many things and that's what kind of kept the energy going in Philadelphia. Like, all the fans are starting to cheer for him, and then boom, what does he get at the end? Knocks down a buzzer beater to end the second quarter and cut down the lead from 11 to 8 points. So many good things that Jimmy Butler did, but it's going to have to be his team to see, basically Ben Simmons or JJ Redick or just different stuff like that. But oof. Well, we'll see what happens right here. As you have Francisco right here, Martinelli saying, you're better than Flavio, tranquilo. Dude, thank you so much, my friend. I don't know who Flavio is like that, but I don't know who he is, but thank you so much, Francisco. I'll go ahead and take that as a compliment, my friend. As we are in a halftime break, Francisco, thank you so much for coming into the chat, listening to me for a little bit. We're in a halftime break right now, guys. Nets are currently up on the 76ers by 8 points. 62-54 is the score. If you weren't listening at the end of it, at the end of that second quarter, Jimmy Butler knocking down a buzzer beater to end that second quarter strong, cut the lead down to single digits. But can the 76ers come back? The bigger question now is for everybody, is Joel Embiid going to be able to come back in this game? Because he left to the locker room before the second quarter ended. So that starts kind of, in your mind, you start thinking, okay, man, like we need this guy. He's a big part of our system. He's a big part of all of our plays on the offensive end. He just provides so much of a stress to the defense that, I mean, missing him is just going to be a big big issue. So we will see what happens after the halftime break. Hopefully they announce something that he will be playing. I hope he does play because Joel Embiid is just a fun guy to watch. So we will see what happens in that third quarter. But yeah, kind of how I mentioned earlier, guys, some of the stats of it. Both teams kind of split the season series. Each team won a game on the road and at home. So not much that I can tell you there. Also, some of the earlier on games, the Nets had a few injuries, while the Philadelphia 76ers hadn't acquired Boban or Tobias Harris. I mean, Brooklyn ended up beating the Philadelphia 76ers in November and then in December, while the 76ers actually beat the Nets in November and the most recently in March, where they beat them 123-110. So doesn't really tell you that much. But again, the big factor is always going to be Joel Embiid. He's been dealing with some knee injury. He was questionable before the game started, but they made him available. And you can see, when the Sixers don't have Joel Embiid in the regular season, they were 8 for 10 without him. And then basically allowing 112 points as compared to 107 when he is on the floor. So, again, a lot of things to consider if you are a Philadelphia 76ers fan or the Philadelphia 76ers in general. I mean, you're going to have to figure out, okay, can our offense run without Joel Embiid? Who's going to have to pick up the bulk of the work? I mean, so far, Jimmy Butler, he is willing to just pick it up and just take over for the Philadelphia 76ers. But it's going to be somebody else as well. The three ball is going to start have to falling. Tobias Harris, I mean, he's averaged 20 points a game this regular season. But so far, in this game right here, Tobias Harris only with 2 points. So not a good start of this first half for the Philadelphia 76ers. We're still in a halftime break, guys. Let me know, who do you think is going to win this game? First of all, yeah, who do you think is going to win this game between the Nets and the 76ers? And then tell me who you think is going to win the series. Because right now, I mean, Nets are in control, but things can change so quickly in any game, especially in the playoffs. And especially when you're missing some of your star players in this game. Showing some of the highlights right here of Jimmy Butler knocking down a nice little halftime buzzer beater. Let's see what happens here in the remainder of this game. Hopefully the game comes back on. I think it's only about probably next couple of minutes, the third quarter action will begin. D'Angelo Russell right here having a quiet game so far. Not stand out, not anything standing out. Mostly LeVert is the one that's been really aggressive, attacking the basket. There was multiple plays where LeVert just got by his defender, got a nice little layup off the glass, and he was just so effective, just getting there no matter who was on him. That's what ended up him having 16 points on the floor. D'Angelo Russell with 7 points ended up knocking down 1 3-pointer. We'll see if Russell starts adding a little bit more in that second half. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie, he was just killing it. Again, kind of like how I mentioned, he averaged 23.7 points per game in the 4 games he played against the 76ers this regular season. And he actually had a career high against the 76ers when he knocked down 39 points. So we'll see what more we get from Dinwiddie, or if this game will get close. Jared Allen also with a nice little block on Tobias Harris early on in that first quarter. That was a nice little defensive play, but we haven't seen much of Jared Allen, considering the fact that he got into foul trouble early on in that first quarter, kept fouling Joel Embiid, not setting his feet right or biting on pump fakes, which allowed Joel Embiid to just get right by him, and then boom, ended up getting to the free throw line multiple times as well. So we'll see what changes we get from the Nets. Are they going to continue to roll with their bench? Because their bench provided them 35 plus points in that first half. So a lot of things working the Nets' favor right now. We are still waiting for the game to come back on. So much action in this game. And guys, let me know what series you're excited for most as well. I mean, you have this series is always a fun one to watch, because you see a offense that is so high-powered like the Philadelphia 76ers. But what worries me for the 76ers is never their offense. It's mostly just their defense. So that is what intrigues me about this series, especially with the Nets. They can be very, very sneaky team. Another one is basically Toronto versus the Orlando Magic. Again, seems like Toronto has a good chance to make it to the next round, but Orlando is a very, very tough team, but it's very overlooked. You got a guy like Nikola Vucevic who can just pass. He can knock down the three ball. He's just not a guy that gets talked about a lot. You got a guy that's a walking double-double in Aaron Gordon, who would just fly and soar by defenders and dunk it down and get to the rim. You got DJ Augustine, Terrence Ross. So there's a lot of things that the Toronto Raptors are going to have to figure out, but the Raptors do have the better team, and you have a potential most improved player in Siakam, who has just been killing it this season so far. You also have the Milwaukee Bucks. You want to see what Giannis and the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks can do to try to get to basically what everybody's been thinking of ever since they started seeing how good they were in the regular season. You have a potential MVP in Giannis Antetokounmpo. You want to see, okay, can this team make it far? Are they the real deal, or is it just all kind of fluff? We will see in that first series against the Detroit Pistons. And then you have Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics. The Celtics going through so many different up and down roller coasters in this season like that. You have Kyrie Irving just not sure where he's going to be next year. There's just so many different stuff. But we will see how that series plays out. And then out in the West, you have teams like the Denver Nuggets versus the San Antonio Spurs. You got Thunder versus the Portland Trail Blazers. You have Warriors versus the Clippers. And it's just so many different types of matchups that you're going to have to, okay, I cannot forget. How can I forget Houston versus Utah Jazz? So that is just a lot of good matchups, guys. You let me know in the chat what you think is the matchup you're most intrigued to see. Which one you think is going to be the most exciting? Which one do you think is going to go to Game 7 in this NBA playoffs for 2019, as we have the broadcast coming back on? So the third quarter should almost be underway. Let's see what happens. We didn't hear any updates on Joel Embiid, so I'm hoping that we get to see something where they announce that, okay, yeah, he's either going to play on maybe a minutes restriction, or he will be playing the remainder of this second half, because the Sixers, at this point, they're going to need him. Jimmy Butler trying to do all he could to try to will his team and get the momentum back on their side, and he did a good job cutting the lead down to 8 points, but can that momentum continue? Whew, we will find out in this third quarter. Philadelphia will have the first possession of this third quarter, as we have both teams coming on the floor. Here comes Ben Simmons, and we have Joel Embiid on the floor for sure now. So now here come the 76ers. Here comes Joel Embiid, kicking out to Jimmy Butler. Butler bouncing it over to Embiid. Embiid trying to pass it right back to Jimmy Butler, but ends up being kicked ball by the Nets. So the score is still 62-54. Into this third quarter we go. 76ers trying to figure out an answer to cut the lead down of the Nets, as Ben Simmons getting aggressive, going right at Karooks, gets the foul call, but he couldn't convert on that right-handed floater. So Ben Simmons headed to the free throw line for the first time to knock down 2 free throws, make it a 6-point lead for the Nets. Here comes Ben Simmons, 60% free throw shooter during the regular season, as he knocks down the first free throw. 62-55 is the score. 11 minutes and 38 seconds in this third quarter left. A lot of action as Ben Simmons rattles that second free throw in and out, and Carroll comes up with the rebound. 7-point lead now for the Nets. Here comes Jared Allen in the game, giving it out to Russell. Russell pulls up, knocks down the 3 ball. Nothing but net for Russell and the Nets. And now the lead is up to 10, 65-55. Here comes Simmons, trying to find Jimmy Butler. Instead, it goes to Joel Embiid. Now Jimmy Butler has it, drives down the lane, right over Jared Allen. Tough layup by Jimmy Butler, but he got that one right over the hands of Jared Allen. So now here come D'Angelo Russell, going over the screen, pulls up, he's feeling it, in and out on that 3-ball attempt, and Joel Embiid has the ball. 65-57 is the score. 8-point lead for the Nets. Here comes Joel Embiid in transition. Knocks down the mid-range jumper from the right elbow, showing that nothing is bothering him from that knee so far. 6-point lead now. 65-59 is the score in this third quarter. Russell, nice little screen and roll with Jared Allen. Allen almost lost the ball. Instead, he loses it this time. Simmons outlets it over. JJ Redick, 3-ball, knocks it down for the 76ers. Just like that, 65-61, 4-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. And now you can feel it in the stadium of Philadelphia. The crowd is starting to get into it. They can feel a comeback coming in. Here comes Russell, dishing it over right to Joe Harris. There's going to be a foul on the floor. 2 minutes into this game, and the 76ers have cut down the lead now from 8 to 4. 65-61. Brett Brown on the floor, trying to get their attention like that as they are going to sub in Jonathan Simmons for JJ Redick, who just knocked down that shot. So now here comes the Brooklyn Nets. Nets have the ball. Russell going around the screen. Has some space. Floater. Couldn't get that one to go. Jared Allen tried to tip it in, but missed that opportunity as well. So here comes Tobias Harris for the 76ers. Hands it right off to Embiid. Embiid next to the Euro step. Guts between defenders. Gets the foul call. Count the bucket. And one opportunity as Joel Embiid gets that one to fall. Great move by Joel Embiid. The Euro step on Jared Allen. Looked like it was going right. Ended up going left. Split two defenders. Still able to get that layup to fall. And he is now pulled this team of the 76ers within 2 points. And if he can knock this bucket down, he can make it a 1-point lead for the Nets. 15 points for Joel Embiid in this game. He's trying to make it 16. Jared Allen all the way already at the bench because of foul trouble. Here comes Joel Embiid. Misses the free throw. Couldn't convert on the 3-point play. So it stays a 2-point lead. As it's going to be a foul on the floor against the 76ers. Loose ball foul. Ed Davis got hit around the face. 9 minutes and 49 seconds left in this third quarter. 65-63 is the score. Brooklyn Nets are up by 2. Their lead has been cut down from 17 to now 2. Sixers are on a 16-3 run. DeMar Carroll has the ball. Thought about the 3. Ball knocked out on the floor. Loose ball. Both players fighting for it. It's going to be a jump ball between Ed Davis and Jimmy Butler. A lot of chaos, and Ed Davis refusing to let the ball go. Always going to be that factor like that. There's always going to be a guy that's all about the ego, about the pride and respect. They're not going to let that ball go no matter who it is. So now Jimmy Butler going to jump with Ed Davis to try to gain possession. If the Nets gain possession again, 8 seconds are left on their shot clock. Nets are looking for answers as Jimmy Butler was saying that he didn't understand why he didn't have to jump. Trying to play some mind games. Now let's see. Jimmy Butler versus Ed Davis. Here comes the jump. Players are trying to maneuver around. Now here comes the jump. Ed Davis. Jimmy Butler. The tip goes up. Neither one gets it. They're going to have to redo it because neither one tipped it up when they were in midair. So now they're going to have to jump it again. Round 2, Jimmy Butler, Ed Davis, jump ball. Both trying to put their arm above each other. Jimmy Butler just trying to play mind games like that, trying to put the elbow right by Ed Davis's face. Butler is just having fun right now as the referees are talking things over. Now here we go. Jump ball. He wants some space between both players. Round 2. Here comes the jump. Goes up again. Now it's up in the air. Goes out of bounds. And it's actually caught by a fan right there. He caught the ball before it bounced out of bounds, but it's still going to be out of bounds on the Nets. So a turnover. Here come the Philadelphia 76ers now. One of the strangest sequences right here. A jump ball in the playoffs right there. But now it's 76ers ball. 65-63 is the score. 9 minutes and a half left in this third quarter. 76ers looking to tie this game up or take the lead. This is going to be a foul on the floor against Joe Harris. So now the 76ers are going to inbound the ball with 16 seconds on the shot clock. As we're looking at the replay, it seemed like Ed Davis was the last person to touch it. The fan caught the ball before it fell. Now here comes Tobias Harris. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Drives baseline. Kicks it out. Giving it over to Jonathan Simmons. Simmons tries to knock that one. And instead, there's an offensive foul against the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's going to be out against Tobias Harris. So, another turnover. Now, both teams just trading turnovers. The score remains 65-63. 9 minutes and 17 seconds left in this third quarter. Lakers, actually not the Lakers. Look, what the hell am I talking about? Nets already with a 2-point lead. 65-63. Here come the Nets. Going around the screen right here is D'Angelo Russell. Russell has Joel Embiid on him. He's got 12 seconds on the shot clock. Wants to go one-on-one. Here comes D'Angelo Russell driving in. Feels the contact. Couldn't get it to fall, but Ed Davis is there to clean up the mess and get 2 more points for the Brooklyn Nets. 4-point lead now for Brooklyn as Jimmy Butler brings the ball up. Now, the ball is in the hands of Tobias Harris. Nice pump fake. Gets away from the defender. Too strong. Loose ball. Karooks has the ball. There's going to be a foul on the floor. Seems like it's going to be on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons saying, how was that a foul? I didn't even touch him from behind. But they're going to call the foul anyway. Look at this move by D'Angelo Russell. Feeling the contact. Good move. Couldn't get that one to fall near the rim, but Ed Davis was there. Nobody boxing him out. He got 2 easy points. The score is 67-63. Brooklyn is up by 4. Here comes Russell. Going to the left. Nice little pullback on that one. Giving it off to Carroll. Now Carroll drives it down the lane. Tries to go reverse. Ends up getting swatted away by Joel Embiid. Anticipated the reverse layup by DeMarre Carroll, and he swatted that one out of bounds. It's still going to be Brooklyn Nets ball. Look at this replay right here. Joel Embiid, good instincts to wait until DeMarre Carroll got closer to the rim. So now Ed Davis has it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Karooks. Lost the ball as he drove down the lane. Here come the 76ers. Simmons in transition. Kicks it out. Jimmy Butler. 3-ball. No. Couldn't knock it down. And Karooks has the rebound for the Brooklyn Nets. Now here comes Russell. Guarded by Tobias Harris. Russell looking for one of his teammates. Instead he goes around the screen of Ed Davis. Here comes Russell. Pulls up. Mid-range jumper. That's bread and butter by the Brooklyn Nets. The screen and roll. It's going to work out every time for D'Angelo Russell. He's either going to attack the rim, knock down a mid-range jumper, or kick it out to his teammate. So now the score is 69-63. It's backed up to a 6-point lead. Jonathan Simmons trying to give it out to Embiid. Instead, it's a steal. But now look at Embiid. Comes up with the loose ball. And now there's going to be a foul on the floor. Unfortunate for the Brooklyn Nets. They had a steal, but 2 Brooklyn Nets players fought for the ball, ended up losing it, and Joel Embiid was in the perfect place at the perfect time. So now the 76ers have the ball again, but they only have 5 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see what happens since the Nets didn't regain possession. Now here comes Embiid. Embiid, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Spin move to the right. Gets to the rim, but he couldn't knock down that layup. So now here come the Nets in transition, trying to take advantage of the defense. Look at D'Angelo Russell going all the way. Nice little finger roll layup with the left hand. And just like that, the Nets are back up by 8 points. 71-63 is the score. They have weathered the storm, and look at Russell getting buckets on that one. Going right down the lane. Put that teardrop layup high enough so that nobody would block it. And the Nets are up by 8 points as Brett Brown and the 76ers call a timeout. So as we go to a timeout break, the score is 71-63. Nets are up by 8 points again. So just when you thought, again, look, these are the type of games that you enjoy to watch. Just when you thought that the 76ers were going to come back into this game, boom. The Nets just start scoring, start getting some turnovers, forcing certain shots that the 76ers do not want to take. Also, 3-ball just not falling for Jimmy Butler, and it just gives the Nets an opportunity to run in transition to try to get some easy buckets. And just like that, 8-point turnaround for the Nets. They have an 8-point lead now, 71-63. We're in a timeout break right now, guys. Very, very interesting to see what will happen in the remainder of this third quarter. Still plenty of time, 7 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Joel Embiid showing off that, you know what, he was not feeling that injury at all from that knee in that first half as he started scoring a lot of points at the beginning of this third quarter. But so far, Ed Davis is trying to provide some type of defense that can make Joel Embiid uncomfortable. So Embiid has 15 points. He's 9 for 12 from the free throw line. That's the majority of where his points have come from. while Jimmy Butler still leads the way for the 76ers with 25 points. It's the rest of the 76ers that have to step it up. Ben Simmons only with 3 points, JJ Redick with 2, Tobias Harris with 2, Mike Scott with 3, and TJ McConnell with 4. So that is not going to be enough if your team, especially with how high-powered offense the Philadelphia 76ers are. That is not the way to go if you want to get a victory. Now, for the Nets, there's just a nice little spread right here. Russell with 14 points. LeVert with 16 points, and he's on the bench. So we'll see him in the next couple of minutes. Spencer Dinwiddie with 11 points. Then you have Ed Davis with 6. You got Joe Harris with 9 and DeMarre Carroll with 9. So you see a lot of guys that have just been helping out either on the bench or the starting 5, that they are willing to just do whatever it takes, fill in their roles in order to take down the 76ers on the road. So we're still in a timeout break right now, guys. 76ers are down by 8 points, 71-63. You guys let me know what you think about this game. Do you think it's going to be the 76ers pulling off a comeback and getting game 1 at home? Or do you think the Nets are going to be able to pull off an upset right here and take game 1 on the road against the 76ers? It would make this series very, very interesting. Which games do you guys think, the Sixers and the Nets are going to be able to win? Do you think the Sixers are going to be able to just kind of sweep this Nets team, or are they going to have to go to Game 7? I mean, I've seen some people guess that this could be an upset by the Nets over the 76ers. That would be a complete shock, but we'll see what happens. As we have a count right here saying stupid Nets. Like, oh, account. Thanks for coming into the chat, my friend. Thanks for listening as well. Dude, they're in control right now, my man. Like, they had a 17-point lead. They gave up the lead. They were only up by 2 points. Sixers had a good chance, account, and the Nets started coming back. All in the hands of D'Angelo Russell, just driving it down the lane, and just the drive has helped them out this game. So now here come the 76ers. The game is back on. Boban lobbing it up right over to Jimmy Butler. Great lob, and Butler adjusted in midair to get that ball into the rim. 71-65 is the score. 6-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Here come Ed Davis and the Brooklyn Nets. Here comes Russell around the screen. Pulls up. Free throw jumper. Knocks it down. Nothing but net. That shot has been working for Russell so far in this second half. Makes it an 8-point lead again. 73-65. Here comes TJ McConnell. Giving off to Boban. Boban's got a lot of space. Nobody picking him up. Pulls up. Knocks down the mid-range jumper. The Nets are going to have to live with that. They don't want him going near the rim because he can just easily rise up over every defender of the Nets. So the score is 73-67. 6-point lead again for the Nets. Here comes Russell. Working on the screen and roll with Ed and Davis. It's worked so far. He pulls up. Another mid-range. Couldn't get that one to fall as Mike Scott comes down with the rebound. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Boban has the ball again. Top of the key. Looking for Butler. Now Butler has it. Guarded by Harris. Goes around the screen. Feels the contact. Gets the foul call. Count the bucket. Jimmy Butler is hyped. He's screaming to the crowd. Trying to get them into it. As he knocked down that bucket. Looked like he got fouled from behind by Harris. And he just threw that ball up. And he still knocked that one down. As he felt that contact right there. Flailed his arms. Knocked that one down. Jimmy Butler trying to just will his team basically. Kind of like how I mentioned that second quarter. He's trying to do everything on the defensive end, offensive end. No matter what it takes. He wants to get this team Game 1 victory. He's got 29 points. And we're still in the third quarter. Here comes Jimmy Butler. As he knocks that one down. The score is 73-70. Jimmy buckets. Bringing the lead down to 3 for the Nets. Here comes Russell. Guarded by TJ McConnell. Now he gives it off to Harris. Harris going around the screen. Now he cuts down the lane. Going right at Boban. And he got that layup to fall. Aggressive move by Joe Harris. Showing off that he not only can knock down the 3 ball. He can drive down the lane and get those layups. 75-70 is the score. Sixers are down by 5. Jimmy Butler calling for the screen. Goes to his left. Feels the contact. Floater. Jimmy Butler couldn't get that one to fall as Ed Davis comes down with the rebound. Giving it off to Spencer Dinwiddie, who's in the game. Dinwiddie bounces it right over to Russell. Russell around the screen. Hesitates. Bounces it over, but Jimmy Butler anticipated it and he jumped the passing lane. Here comes Butler in transition. Taking it all the way. Felt the contact, but it's going to be a travel because he threw the ball up and touched it himself. So a turnover by Jimmy Butler and the Sixers. Unfortunate for Jimmy Butler. He jumped up in the air and then ended up bouncing the ball again. Referee is not going to dispute it with him, saying, nope, that was a turnover by Jimmy Butler. So timeout on the floor for both teams as the score is now 75-70. Oh, man. Let's see what happens right here as the Brooklyn Nets are still up by 5 points. But we will see what happens in the remainder of this third quarter. Still 5 minutes and 25 seconds left. Can the Sixers come back, or are the Brooklyn Nets going to steal a game? We see here as we have Joel account says Joel Embiid is hurt. This sucks. I hate the Nets. JK account going all through the emotions. My man, the Nets are in control right now. Joel Embiid was hurt, my friend. He had some type of knee injury, but ended up being activated a few minutes before the game started. So he is playing in this game. He seems like he's on not as much of a minutes restriction, but he's still having quite of an impact for the Philadelphia 76ers account. He's got about 15 points. He's got 9 rebounds on the floor. Let's see if we get to see him more in this third quarter. Or are we going to see him in that fourth quarter where the big minutes are going to have to be played if they want 76ers want to take this victory against the Brooklyn Nets? We have Jorge Shiflet. What's up, Jorge? Thank you so much for coming to the chat, my friend, and listening. Jorge saying, are you doing all the games today? No, dude, I wish I was doing all the games. I kind of already have some personal things I have to get done. This is the only game I was going to do today. I was hoping to do this game and the Orlando Magic and Toronto Raptors game, which is back-to-back, but I won't be able to do it. But I will be doing tomorrow's game, the afternoon game. I believe it's going to be the Portland Trailblazers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that series is going to be so much fun. Like Damian Lillard going up against Russell Westbrook, CJ McCollum, and Paul George. It's going to be really fun, Jorge. But no, I can't. I won't be doing any games, any more games today. But I will be doing some tomorrow, guys. So if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe. Check out the channel. I usually just do play-by-plays and put up a lot of clips for basketball. So if you're interested and if you can't watch it, make sure to check out the channel right here and stay up to date. But yeah, Jorge, thanks so much for asking, my friend. We're still in a timeout break. 75-70 is the score. The Nets are up by 5 points. This game is going back and forth. I mean, the Nets had a 17-point lead in that second quarter, and Jimmy Butler on his own started just taking over that second quarter, going to the free throw line, getting easy layups, getting to the rim, and he ended up cutting that lead down to 8 points after a 3-ball at the end of the second quarter, which was such a nice shot. And then you could just feel that the momentum was on the Sixers side. Okay, hey, we're at home. We got Joel Embiid. We got Ben Simmons. We can do this. They started coming back. They cut the lead down to 2 points. And then D'Angelo Russell, the 4-year man, the former Laker. I'm a Laker fan, so it hurts. It hurts me that we let him go. But it gives me a lot of, it makes me happy, seeing that he's having so much success with the Brooklyn Nets. So we will see what happens in the remainder of this game. We have the broadcast coming back on. Jimmy Butler has 30 points in this game. How many is he going to finish, guys? You let me know in the chat. Is he going to erupt for 40-plus points in this game 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs? Let me know. It seems like he's just trying to do whatever it takes to get a victory in game 1 of this series. We have the game coming back on. We have Mike Scott, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Boban on the floor for the Philadelphia 76ers. While for the Brooklyn Nets, we have Ed Davis, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Dudley, D'Angelo Russell, and Joe Harris. So now Harris tries to fake the pass, gives it off to Russell. Russell, guarded by TJ. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Russell goes to his right, feels the contact, gets that ball up, gets that one to drop. And one opportunity for D'Angelo Russell. Good touch on that one. And good awareness by D'Angelo Russell to know that, okay, TJ McConnell's right behind me. I'm going to feel the contact, feel him reaching in, throw that ball up, and he had the awareness. Okay, try to get this one away from Boban. Got that one to drop. So now here comes Russell. Knocks down the free throw, and now completed the 3-point play and increased the Nets lead to 8. 78-70 is the score. 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Here comes TJ McConnell, guarded by Russell. Trying to call for Boban to give a screen. Trying to find Jimmy Butler, but Spencer Dinwiddie staying right in front of him. Butler rises up, knocks down that 10-foot jump shot right over Spencer Dinwiddie. Cutting down the lead to 6. 78-72. Here comes Dinwiddie. Going around the Ed Davis screen goes right at Boban, high on that layup. Couldn't convert, but Dinwiddie comes up with that rebound. Now finds Jared Dudley. Dudley kicking it off right over to Ed Davis. Davis right over the hands of Boban with the left. Beautiful move by Ed Davis. How he was able to see right over Boban's hands, I don't know, but he got that ball to drop. 80-72 is the score. Nets are up by 8 points. Boban tries another mid-range jumper. Knocks that one down. Boban is filling it from mid-range. 80-74 is the score. 6-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Now the Nets are moving the ball around. D'Angelo Russell has the ball. Less than 4 minutes left. Pulls up. Left elbow. Knocks down on mid-range to answer Boban's mid-range jumper. 82-74. Both teams just answering each other's calls. D'Angelo Russell already with 21 points in this game. Here comes Harris. Almost loses possession of the ball. He finds Boban. Now Boban looking for Jimmy Butler. As a Nets player is down on the floor. As Boban drives down the lane. Foul's called. So Boban's going to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 free throws. 82-74 is the score. Spencer Dinwiddie ended up being the player that fell to the floor. And Boban just going right at Ed Davis. A lot of body contact on that one. So the score is 82-74. 8-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets as Boban knocks down the first free throw. 82-75 now is the score. 7-point lead so far. We have Ben Simmons back on the floor. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in this third quarter. We also have J.J. Redick trying to see if he can get his stroke going. Now here comes Boban. Knocks down both free throws, cutting this lead down to 6. 82-76 is the score. Here comes D'Angelo Russell. Giving it off. Now Dinwiddie. Has screened by Damari Carroll. So now Dinwiddie has J.J. Redick on him. Knows he can blow right past him. Let's see what Dinwiddie does. Ends up stepping behind the three-point line. Buries the three-pointer right over J.J. Redick. Increasing the lead to 9. 85-76 is the score. Here comes J.J. Redick trying to answer back. No, not able to hit. And Ed Davis comes down with it. Give it off to LeVert. LeVert has 16 points off the bench. Let's see what he can do in this third quarter. Passes it off. Now the Nets trying to move the ball around. Dinwiddie has it. He's feeling it. Now he's going to give it off to Damari Carroll. Nets doing a good job moving the ball around. LeVert going baseline. Bouncing it over to Davis. Davis finds LeVert, but he couldn't get that one near the rim as Tobias Harris comes up with the loose ball. Now Harris going to his right. Pulls up. 15-foot jumper, and he buries that one for his second field goal of the game. 85-78 is the score. 7-point lead for the Nets. Here comes Spencer Dinwiddie. Nice little hesitation dribble. He's got Boban. He had success on him in the first half. Let's see if he does the same thing again. Here comes Spencer Dinwiddie. Pulls up. 3-ball. No. Off the front of the rim. And there's going to be a loose ball foul on the 76ers. 3 players around Ed Davis. So now, I believe it's going to be free throws for the Brooklyn Nets. Both teams are in the bonus for the remainder of this third quarter. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in this third quarter. As the Nets bench, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Nets bench was a very, very good to watch during games. They would just be dancing every time one of their guys would get a block, a dunk, a three-pointer. Very, very good team chemistry that the Nets have as Ed Davis knocks down the first free throw. Davis averaging 5.8 points and 8.6 rebounds this year with the Brooklyn Nets. Only a 62% free throw shooter as he knocked down the first one. Now here comes Joel Embiid on the floor for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Ed Davis goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line, making the lead up to 9. 87-78 is the score. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this third quarter between the Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. Game 1 of the NBA playoffs. Mike Scott tries a 3, not able to hit. And now here comes LeVert, picking up the pace, going downhill, kicks it out. Damari Carroll from the corner. No, couldn't get it, but Ed Davis is there to put that ball back in. But it seems like he is hobbling. Hopefully nothing too serious. As now here come the Philadelphia 76ers. There's going to be a whistle on the floor. 89-78 is the score. 11-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Let's take a look at the replay. Ed Davis rises up, gets that beautiful putback And I believe he might have stepped on another player's foot because it looked like he twisted that ankle. Not a good look for the Nets if he has to sit out any games. I believe he's going to have to sit out right now on the bench because he's already calling over to his coach as Ben Simmons misses the first free throw. Ed Davis, 12 points, 12 rebounds, double-double, but he's going to go talk to his coach. He's probably going to sit down, and he did. Ended up twisting that one right on Mike Scott's foot. Not a good look for the Nets as he's going to the locker room. Hopefully he does not miss any games for the Nets because he has been providing a lot on the offensive and defensive end. So Ben Simmons goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. So the score remains 89-78. 11-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. LeVert's got the ball. We have DeMarre Carroll, Graham, Dudley, and Spencer Dinwiddie on the floor for the Nets. Here comes LeVert kicking out to Graham. Now over to DeMarre Carroll. Carroll going to left, feels the contact of Tobias Harris, and that's going to be free throws for Carroll and the Brooklyn Nets. Tobias Harris looking up, trying to see where the foul was called. As Carroll's at the free throw line to try and knock down 2 more free throws. Carroll, 76% free throw shooter, knocks down the first free throw, making it a 12-point lead. Let's see, again, Philadelphia 76ers having trouble with that pick and roll. Worked very effective with Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell, which has helped them get this lead again as Carroll knocks down both free throws, makes it a 13-point lead. Harris has the ball, giving it right off to Ben Simmons. Back to Harris. Nice little jab step by Harris. Now the ball is in the hands of Joel Embiid. Embiid working on Carroll. 7 seconds on the shot clock for the Sixers. Here come Embiid, top of the key, spin move around Jared Dudley, gets that floater to fall around the defenders of the Brooklyn Nets. Now Embiid's going to have to do whatever he can to help the 76ers get back into this game. He's cut the lead down to 11, 91-80. Here comes LeVert. LeVert, top of the key, nice little fake dribble, gets to the rim, and he goes right by Tobias Harris for the layup, 93-80. Nice little fake spin by LeVert as there's an alley-oop from Joel Embiid to Ben Simmons to finish that one off. Nobody kept their eyes on Ben Simmons, and he just went straight to the basket to get that easy layup. 93-82 is the score. 11-point lead for the Nets. Here comes Dinwiddie, guarded by Mike Scott. Dinwiddie going down the lane, rising up. Ends up kicking it off, and there's a loose ball, and now the 76ers have it. Here comes Ben Simmons, looking for his teammates, giving it off to Harris. They're waiting for Embiid to come down the floor. Now he's got it. Here comes Embiid, trying to get it to J.J. Redick, cut into the basket. Ends up being a steal by LeVert. And now LeVert and the Nets will hold it for the last shot of the third quarter. 12 seconds on the game clock. Here comes LeVert. Who's going to take it for the Nets? LeVert guarded by Simmons. Now LeVert, nice little crossover. Pulls up, 15-foot jump shot. Not able to hit, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter between the Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. Nets ended up coming back with a lead right there. I mean, it was the 76ers that came back. They were within 2 points, but then Nets just kept piling it on, screen and rolls, driving to the baskets, and they just kept getting their buckets down on the offensive end. And just like that, with the help of D'Angelo Russell and his 21 points, it gave the Brooklyn Nets an 11-point lead. 93-82 is the score. Ooh. That is insane right there. So let me go ahead and check the tab. We have Mickey Carr right here saying, come to NBALink.com for live. Dude, there you go. Anybody wants to watch it, you can go to NBALink.com, whatever the link that Mickey Carr just said. Thanks so much for coming into the chat. Guys, Brooklyn Nets seems like they are in control of this game. 12 minutes left to play. We still got the fourth quarter between the Nets and the 76ers. Can the Nets pull off a game on the road against the 76ers? Or will the 76ers come back and take this game against the Nets? You guys let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Is it going to be the Nets? Is it going to be the Sixers in game 1? And who do you think is going to take the the game series, actually? Is it going to be the 76ers? Will they come out of round 1? Oof, I don't know. At this point, I mean, the Brooklyn looks like a tough team to get by. Again, their bench is one of those things that you think that it's like, oh, not an important thing. But again, the Nets bench have produced 47.8 points in this regular season, the second highest in the NBA. So I mean, that's always going to be a big factor, and especially when you have guys like Chris Levert. Not Chris Levert. What am I talking about? Karis Levert. When he's got 16 points off the bench, he has just been effective for the Brooklyn Nets. You got guys like Spencer Dinwiddie driving down the lane no matter who is defending him. He has just been doing it. And then D'Angelo Russell erupted in that third quarter for 21 points now. And it's just this Brooklyn team is just trying to prove they're like, all right, you can overlook us, but we're going to prove to everybody that, nope, we're going to be able to take this number 3 seed Philadelphia 76ers team to the limit. So we will see how it plays out in this fourth quarter, guys. I am pumped. It is only an 11-point lead, but you know, with the 3 ball, that cannot last long. We have Young Chad coming into the chat. What's up, Young Chad? Thank you so much for listening, my friend. Came in saying, go Nets. So we got one guy going for the Nets right here. They are in control right now, Young Chad. 11-point lead. Can they pull it off, my friend? We will see right now. I mean, D'Angelo Russell is having a game. He's got 21 points, leading the scores. But you also have Karis Levert going 18 points in this game. 16 of them came in the first half, so only had 1 bucket in that third quarter. But let's see if he erupts for more in that fourth quarter. Ed Davis was double-double, 12 rebounds, 12 points. But then he twisted his ankle on Mike Scott. So hopefully it is nothing serious that does not keep him out of any games in the series, because he was doing, I mean, nobody was really doing a good job against Joel Embiid, but out of all the centers for the Nets, he was probably doing the best, so we'll see what happens. We have Twisted Up saying Sixers all day. Thank you so much, Twisted Up, for listening and for coming to the chat. He's saying Sixers all day, so Twisted Up is saying that the Sixers can come back. He's rooting for them. We got Franluck Team Troller saying go Nets. So we got another Nets right here. Hopefully we get this game underway. It's about to start right now. Young Chad saying Ed Davis hopefully will be back healthy. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking the same thing too, Young Chad. I hate when guys are doing so good. You're right. He was feasting. And it always sucks when guys are doing so good in the playoffs and then boom, an injury just keeps them out. So let's hope that does not happen for Ed Davis. So we have the game coming back, guys. Nets have first possession of this fourth quarter. Here comes the Nets getting the first bucket, and it's Levert under the basket, right around Jimmy Butler, and he is keeping the lead for the Nets going as they are now up by 13, 95-82. Ben Simmons finds J.J. Redick, pulls up, 3-ball, knocks it down. J.J. Redick must feel good after knocking that one down. He's brought the lead down to 10, 95-85 is the score. 11 minutes and 20 seconds into this fourth quarter. DeMarre Carroll guarded by J.J. Redick. You have Dinwiddie, DeMarre Carroll, Dudley, Levert, and Graham on the floor for the Nets. As now Levert, nice little two-step, but it gets swatted away and actually stripped away by Joel Embiid out of bounds. So the Nets will keep possession of the ball, but they have 4.1 seconds on the shot clock. So it's going to have to be a quick play from the out of bounds. 95-85 is the score. Carroll, ready to inbound. Finds Levert under the basket again. Now he's going to have to hurry up. Fadeaway jumper at the buzzer. Not even close on that one. But look at the Nets trying to get that ball again, but they couldn't come up with it. Here comes Butler. Finding Mike Scott. Cutting to the basket, and it's going to be a foul against the Nets defense. So now let's see if it's going to be shooting free throws or just an inbounds play. Seems like it'll be an inbounds play. Sixers will have 19 seconds on the shot clock. 95-85 is the score. We have Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, Mike Scott, J.J. Redick, and Ben Simmons on the floor for the Sixers. Ben Simmons with the ball. Nobody within 10 feet in front of him. Don't have faith in his shot as Ben Simmons has the ball. He's got 11 seconds. Trying to bounce it over to J.J. Redick, but it gets rejected. And now it gets knocked out of bounds by Ben Simmons. Turnover for the 76ers. So now it goes right back to the Nets. Next, trying to capitalize off of the turnovers of the Sixers. Here comes Spencer Dinwiddie. Going to his left, guarded by Ben Simmons. Takes 2 strong steps. Layup right over the glass, but not able to hit the rim. So now here comes Simmons. Picking up the speed. Finds Mike Scott in the corner. No! Too strong on that three-pointer from the corner. And now Dinwiddie has the ball. Now he's going to step behind the three-point line. Thought about taking it. Now he's going to slow things down for the new Brooklyn Nets. There's going to be a foul on the floor away from the ball. And that's going to be 5 fouls already for J.J. Redick. He's trying to get an understanding of how that was called a foul. Let's take a look at this replay. He's holding on to DeMarre Carroll. Yeah, I don't think that was a foul. Didn't seem like there was much contact for J.J. Redick. So now here comes LeVert. Kicking out to Jared Dudley. He's got a lot of space. Dudley comes up too short on that 3-ball attempt. Hit the front of the rim. So now Jimmy Butler crossing half court. Has the ball for the 76ers. Here comes Jimmy Butler going down the lane. Ends up getting the foul called against LeVert. Blocking foul against LeVert. So now the 76ers will go ahead and inbound. Jimmy Butler thinking that the foul was called in the act of shooting, but referees are talking things over. Let's see if they're going to change it. And they are not. It's going to be just a normal foul, blocking foul, because I believe the whistle came after he was gathering right there. And he felt like he got fouled as soon as he brought that ball up and tried to make that reverse layup. So let's see what the referees decide. Nope, they decide it's going to be an out-of-bounds play. So here come the 76ers. Embiid in the paint, tries to get that floater, gets his own miss, gets the foul called. Ed Davis back in the game, so that is good news for the Nets. But he just got the foul called on Embiid. So lucky for Ed Davis and the Nets that ankle was nothing too serious. Look at Embiid just getting his own rebound, hustling for that second chance opportunity for the Philadelphia 76ers. We got 2 minutes already into this game. Now Joel Embiid knocks down the first free throw. Makes it 95-86, showing Jared Allen for the Brooklyn Nets. Hasn't been much of a factor in today's game because of the foul trouble. But Ed Davis stepped right in, try to make it tough for Joel Embiid. As Embiid misses the second free throw, goes 1 for 2. He's able to cut the lead down to 9, but here come the Brooklyn Nets. 95-86 is the score. Spencer Dinwiddie calling for the screen, trying to get a mismatch. Now, he's still got the ball. Pass it off to Carroll. Right back to Dinwiddie. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Dinwiddie finds LeVert. LeVert runs right into Joel Embiid, and it makes it tough for him to get that ball up to the rim. Here comes Butler in transition. Not able to hit the 3-ball. And now here come the Nets. They have a mismatch. 5-on-2. Here comes LeVert kicking it out to Carroll. Carroll gets rejected by Ben Simmons, who came running in and swatted that ball away before he could take that corner 3. What a swat and what recovery by Ben Simmons to just come soaring in, block that ball out of bounds. Good defensive play by Ben Simmons. 95-86 is the score. The Nets are still up by 9 as we see Tobias Harris coming into the game. Ben Simmons, good job by him on the defensive end. He just came soaring in. So now here comes the Nets. Ed Davis giving it off to Dinwiddie. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Simmons playing defense on Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie going down the lane. Felt the contact. Got that layup to fall. Tough layup to go around Simmons and then try to get it away from the hands of Joel Embiid. So now Ben Simmons has the ball. Giving out to Embiid. 97-86 is the score. Turnover by Joel Embiid and the 76ers. Here comes Carroll. Carroll has the ball. Giving it off. Here comes Graham. In transition. Too short. Got his own missed 3-pointer. Finds LeVert. LeVert buries a 3-pointer for the Nets. Timeout by Brett Brown, actually, for the 76ers. Look at the Sixers fans in disbelief. They are down by 14 points. 100-86 is the score. Timeout by the 76ers. Oh, man. What a turn of events. You could feel that everybody in the crowd was starting to get into the Sixers, chanting defense, wanting them to get back into the game, and then boom, just like that, the Nets get the turnover from Joel Embiid. He's trying to pass it off to his teammate, but he didn't turn around. Ended up being a steal by DeMarre Carroll. Then look at that. Again, the hustle plays. They missed the 3-ball. Graham gets up his own miss, kicks it out to DeMarre Carroll, and actually LeVert, and then LeVert, nobody around him, buries that 3-pointer, giving the Nets a 14-point lead, 100-86. The Nets are trying to get closer and closer from pulling off a road victory against the tough 76ers team. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left still in this fourth quarter between these two teams. As we have Twisted Up saying, woo! And he's also got defense. He's even chanting right here, defense. Then we have My Vida World saying, why D. Carroll and Jay Harris don't score a point. I know, dude. Well, DeMarre Carroll only has 11 points, so he hasn't been that much of a factor in that game right there, Mi Vida World. But also, Harris, dude, Harris only scored 11 points. He made 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, Mi Vida World. after those three-pointers, he's only knocked down 1 bucket, and that's basically it. They've either shut him down or he hasn't got a lot of opportunities off the screen, but hopefully if he gets back into this game, he'll try to find a way to knock down even more threes. But I mean, right now, the big factor, the X factor for the Brooklyn Nets, and the reason why they are winning right now is the bench. It is unbelievable that the bench, like right now, Caris LeVert, he is just feeling it from the floor. He's got 23 points off the bench. You have Spencer Dinwiddie with 16 points. Ed Davis, 12 points. You have guys coming off the bench that are just, they know their role. They know what they have to do. And look at what's happening. They are beating the 3rd seed team, Philadelphia 76ers, who everybody thinks that they have a good chance to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals because of, look at their offense. They have 5 guys in Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, all guys that score double-digit points. But offense alone will not let you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's see what changes we're going to see from Brett Brown and the 76ers. It is unbelievable right now. Still plenty of basketball left to play, though. 14-point lead, 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. But you cannot count out the 76ers, especially when you have guys like Jimmy Butler who will try to take over the game, similar to how he did in that second quarter, where he was just doing everything he could on the offensive and defensive end for the 76ers. We have somebody else right here coming in saying, damn, I know, dude, this is intense right now. This is, I mean, I don't know if you guys are excited as I am, but I mean, I love playoff basketball. This is the best time for me. I enjoy it like that. Love the way to lead up to the NBA Finals to see who is going to make it. But we're barely in the first game, so let's check out right here. I mean, look at it. They're showing the stats for the starting 5. Ben Simmons, 5 points. JJ Redick, 5 points. Tobias Harris, 4 points. Joel Embiid, 18 points. And you have Jimmy Butler with 30 points. That, like, I mean, considering that, you know, Jimmy Butler's leading the way, I mean, he's going to need some help. He's going to need somebody to step it up. And it's either going to have to be Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons trying to drive it in. Somebody's going to have to help this team out. As you see, Jonah Bolden for the 76ers back. Well, actually, not back, but actually on the floor getting some minutes in this playoff game. 8 minutes and 35 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler picked up by Caris LeVert. Going around the screen. He's got some space. Nice little step back. Jimmy Butler too strong on that mid-range jumper. Ed Davis comes down with another rebound. This bench gonna try to hold off the 76ers. LeVert with a behind-the-back dribble. Fake pass. Goes around Jimmy Butler, but he couldn't get that one close to the rim. Jimmy Butler comes down with that rebound. And now Butler has the ball. Gets a screen by Bolden. Now he feels the contact, takes the shot. Are they going to call it a shooting foul? No, it'll just be a foul on the floor. So the 76ers will go ahead and inbound the ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock. The foul is on Graham of the Brooklyn Nets. 100-86 is the score. Nets are up by 14 points. They have been in control of this game since the end of the first quarter. So now here comes Tobias Harris, who receives the ball, guarded by Graham. On the right side, kicking it out. Bolden pulls up. 3-ball. No, too short on that one. Damari Carroll comes up with the rebound. Giving it right off to Spencer Dinwiddie. Less than 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Brooklyn already knocked down 11 3-pointers compared to only 3 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Dinwiddie has 8 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Bolden. Nice little hesitation dribble. Easy drive to the rim. Makes it look effortless by Spencer Dinwiddie getting to the rim. This 76ers crowd is getting restless, starting to boo even more. 102-86. Now it's an 18-point lead, a 16-point lead as Jimmy Butler gets right to the rim. Nobody was going to stop him from getting that bucket down. 102-88 now is the score. 14-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Now here comes Spencer Dinwiddie, trying to get the screen with Ed Davis. Now he's got Bolden on him. Wants to do the exact same thing. He drove it to the rim this time. Steps to the side. 3-ball. No, Spencer Dinwiddie couldn't get that one to fall as Tobias Harris gets another rebound for the Sixers. Here comes Harris going to his right. Now he gets the ball right back from Mike Scott. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Harris finds TJ McConnell. McConnell going to his right. Now he's in the paint. Nice little behind the back dribble. Good pivot. Doesn't want to move it or not. Ends up moving that one and ends up being an offensive foul. Interesting. Away from the ball. I thought it was on TJ, but it was actually on Jimmy Butler with the offensive foul. So a turnover by the 76ers. Now the Brooklyn Nets will get the ball back. D'Angelo Russell back in the game for the Nets. 102-88 is the score. 14-point lead for the Nets. 6 minutes and 33 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler. So they show the replay, and the reason why they call him for the offensive foul is he was holding on to the hand of Chris LeVert. Now here comes Russell. Good pump fake. Russell waits for TJ McConnell to go blowing by. Knocks down the mid-range jumper. Timeout by Brett Brown. This man is unbelievable tonight. He's got 23 points for the Brooklyn Nets. And now, just like that, another timeout by Brett Brown and the 76ers. The score is 104-88. 16-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets, and they are in complete control of this game so far. Still 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this fourth quarter. We'll see if we get Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons back in the game. Maybe this is just a little short rest to kind of get them going. But they're just going to have to... It's just not only having the star players on the floor. What the Sixers need to do is just they need to slow down that screen and roll that is always working to success by D'Angelo Russell and Dinwiddie. I mean, when you have two guards that are skilled as Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell, I mean, it's tough because they can create their own shots, they can find their teammates, and they just can knock down mid-range and three balls all day long. I mean, that is a triple threat for what they need. So we'll see what happens as we have Mitchell Hand saying, let's go Nets. Well, Mitchell Hand, you came in at a perfect time. Thank you so much for listening, my friend. And look at that. Your Nets are up right now by 16 points. 104-88 is the score. We still have 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in this game between the Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. Look, so far, so good for the Nets right here. As we have Boy Lau right here saying the Nets already won. Damn, Boy Lau already predicting the future right here. He's saying the Nets already won. Damn, Boy Lau, thank you so much for coming to the chat, my man. But I agree with you, Boy Lau. He said the series can go either way. I completely agree. I think a lot of people, because of the starting five of the 76ers, I mean, that already gives you the indication that, well, I mean, look, they have Joel Embiid, one of the best centers in the NBA. You have Ben Simmons, who's trying to become one of the best point guards in the NBA. You got Jimmy Butler, who can always make his own shots. JJ Redick, a sharp shooter. And Tobias Harris, who can always provide 20 points any game. You feel like, okay, yeah. Like they got what it takes to make it, but it's the defensive end that the 76ers have a lot of trouble with. So I agree. I agree with Boy Lau. I think either team can try to make it out, man. Oh, I don't know, but I'm excited. Boy Lau saying, but it's not. Says Boy Lau say I'm an OKC fan, but whatever. Let's go Nets. But he said okay, no problem. Oh, I respect that, Boy Lau. OKC fan, dude. Are you excited, Boy Lau, to see OKC against Portland, dude? Do you think it's gonna be a tough matchup? I think it's gonna be tough. Portland has been playing good, but after Nurkic got injured, I don't know. It could have hurt Portland's chances, but I have a lot of faith in OKC. I'm saying it right now. I feel like if they face up against the Warriors, they could push them to 7 games. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't know. I feel like the Thunder provides some type of... They can make the game dirty. Oh, man. I don't know. We have King DZ Joe saying it's going 7 games. I agree with King DZ Joe. He said 7 games. I think you're talking about the Nets and the 76ers, because I think this series could go 7 games. It will be very, very interesting to see how it plays out. But we'll go ahead and see. I'll try to answer all you guys' chat questions right now as we have the game coming back on. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this fourth quarter. 104-88 is the score. Brooklyn Nets are currently up by 16 points. Joel Embiid is on the floor. Here it goes right here as we have Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, JJ Redick, and Jimmy Butler on the floor. Starting 5 for the 76ers. Now JJ Redick has the ball. Finds Joel Embiid. He's got 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's on the left elbow. Going right at Ed Davis. Feels the contact. Still gets that ball up on the glass and then drops it down for the 76ers. 104-90 is the score. 14-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. On the road, trying to get this victory. And steal one from the 76ers as LeVert got a lot of space. Knew he missed that shot as soon as he let it go. And now here comes Joel Embiid and the 76ers. Ben Simmons has the ball. Going across the basket. Gave up his dribble. Kicks it right out to Joel Embiid. Now Embiid gets a screen. Going, trying to work on Davis. Wants to go one-on-one. Here comes the double team. Finds Ben Simmons under the basket. Count the bucket. Here comes Ben Simmons for a three-point play opportunity. Good find by Joel Embiid. Trying to see where the mismatch was coming. Waiting for the double team to come. And then he found Ben Simmons right under the basket. All he had to do was just step in. Get that ball up to the rim. Knock it down. Ben Simmons having a quiet night so far. He's only got 7 points and 3 assists in this game so far. And he misses the free throw. Can't complete the three-point play. But he's able to cut the lead down to 12. 104-92. 12-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Here comes D'Angelo Russell. Guarded by J.J. Redick. Here comes Russell. Looking like he's going to go right. Instead he goes left. Feels the contact. J.J. Redick reaches in. And that is going to be Redick's 6th foul. So that is it for J.J. Redick. 5 minutes and 11 seconds left, and the Sixers will not be able to utilize J.J. Redick for the remainder of this fourth quarter. Played 23 minutes, and he only had 5 points, so not a good first game for J.J. Redick. So now Russell at the free throw line, ready to try to knock down 2 more free throws. Interesting fact about Russell, since he knocked down the free throw right now. Russell's actually, in the regular season, the only player in the Eastern Conference who averaged 20 points and 7+ assists. So that shows you how much of a threat he is. He can just try to attack and attack and attack, and then they'll start finding his teammates throughout the game. So we'll see what happens right here as Russell comes up short on that second free throw. So the score is 105-92. Now it's a 13-point lead for the Nets as Simmons tries to go to the rim. Too strong off the glass. Not even close on that one. So the score remains 105-92. Less than 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Here comes D'Angelo Russell. Russell, guarded by Mike Scott. Pulls up. 3-ball. No, off the front of the rim. Joel Embiid's got another rebound for the 76ers. Here comes Simmons. Handed it right off to Tobias Harris. Finding Joel Embiid. Embiid gets double teamed. Gets that one up on the rim. Doesn't make it, but there's a foul called on the floor. Either going to be on Ed Davis or Jared Dudley. Either way, Joel Embiid headed to the free throw line to try to knock down some free throws to cut this lead even more. Joel Embiid has 20 points. He's 10 for 14 from the free throw line. Now he's going to make it 11 for 15. Joel Embiid doing a good job to get to the free throw line in order to get easy points for his team. But it's the rest of his teammates that have been pretty quiet as Joel Embiid knocks down both free throws for the 76ers. Now here comes D'Angelo Russell. The score is 105-94. 11-point lead for the Nets. 4.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Russell bounces it over to Dinwiddie. Now Dinwiddie trying to tell his guys to move. Now he wants to go one-on-one. Wants to take it against Tobias Harris. Here comes Dinwiddie. Goes up. Try to get that layup, but Joel Embiid is there to swat that one away. Here comes Ben Simmons. Trying to dish it off, and Jared Dudley steals it right from him. Here comes Dudley. Coast to coast foul on the floor. Jared Dudley going to the free throw line. Oh, Jared Dudley felt like it got hit real hard. And it's going to be Mike Scott's 5th foul. He stood right in front of Jared Dudley and knocked him down to the ground. Obviously not intentionally, but Jared Dudley still on the floor trying to take a breath as they help him up to the floor now. Let's see what the referees are going to call. I don't think this should be anything more than a common foul. This is the playoffs. There shouldn't be anything under review, like anything harsh. I mean, let's see what happens in this play right here. Yeah, it's a common foul. I think all Mike Scott wanted to do was just wrap him up and not let him get the shot. And it's just Jared Dudley kind of falling to the floor. Yeah. As we wait for that to see what happens here, let me catch up with the chat as you guys have been chatting it up right here. Let me see. Nice, nice. I like it. I like how you guys have been chatting it up. Let's see. Okay. We got Andrew Nadira saying, let's go, from a Celtics fan. Andrew, thank you so much for listening, my friend, and for coming into the chat. You're a Celtics fan. Good luck to your team tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers, Andrew. That is going to be a tough matchup for you guys. But I mean, even though they don't have Oladipo, Pacers have still been running a really good team. So then we have Boy Lau saying, yeah. He said OKC will win in 6. My man, he's already saying in 6. Michael Vasquez saying, though, OKC in 4. So it's going to be very interesting. Portland will take 2 at least. Yeah, I think that matchup for the West is going to be the most intriguing to me, is the Portland OKC match or Houston Utah, because I feel like Utah can also has a chance to take on the Houston Rockets. So we'll see what happens. The referees are still reviewing the play. I don't know if they're sure what they're going to call. I believe it should just be a common foul. It wasn't anything tough. So before we go back to the game, we have Boyle say they're going 4-0 against the Blazers. And yeah, they were. They did beat the Blazers every time, Boyle. So that is an interesting fact. Let's see how much that has a mental factor against the Portland Trail Blazers. Mitchell Hand saying up Steven Adams. I mean, Steven Adams was a beast. So in this regular season, he gets so many easy buckets from Russell Westbrook and Paul George. All he has to do is just get the ball in the paint, and he just puts that up. But like, whew, we'll see what happens. Boy Lau saying, how can they lose? Exactly. I mean, my man, 4 minutes and 6 seconds left. They're still have an 11-point lead, but we will see what happens right now. And we have Michael Vasquez. Michael Vasquez, thank you so much for coming in, my friend, saying Westbrook clamping up Lillard. Oh, dude, I hope they guard each other throughout the series like that, because I love it when Westbrook kind of puts his head down and is like, okay, I'm going to guard this guy. He is not going to get anything. I remember that game. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year when he faced off against Utah and Ricky Rubio ended up having a huge game, then the next game ended up trying to like stop Rubio from doing everything. It was amazing. I love Westbrook. As Jared Dudley ended up being just a common foul, guys. So common foul was called. Jared Dudley knocked down the first free throw, making it a 12-point lead. 106-94 is the score. Make it 107-94. 13-point lead for the Nets. 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Here comes Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now here comes Ben, handing it off. Joel Embiid has it behind the arc, guarded by Ed Davis. He's looking for Harris. He gives it to him. Tobias Harris guarded by Joe Harris. Now Harris jumps up, finds Embiid. Embiid finds Simmons under the basket for an easy two-hand jam. Nobody had their eyes on Ben Simmons, and that is always, always dangerous. 107-96 is the score. 11-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Brooklyn trying to hold on. Jared Dudley, fake pass, goes to his right, trying to look for that bounce pass to Harris. Harris with the reverse layup. What an athletic move by Harris, showing off the skills and reversing it up off the glass. Good play by Harris. 13-point lead for the Nets. 109-96. Here comes Mike Scott from beyond the arc. No, too strong, but it's going to be a loose ball foul against the Brooklyn Nets. 109-96 is the score. So Joel Embiid again back to the free throw line to try to knock down 2 more free throws to cut this lead down to 11. As Joel Embiid comes up short on that first free throw. Brett Brown trying to see if he can talk things over with his squad as he calls a timeout. Actually, Brooklyn will call the timeout on the floor. So the score is 109-96. Brooklyn is up by 13. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Let me catch up with the chat. Let's see if I can do it before the timeout break ends. Let's see, we have Boy Lau saying hashtag Thunder Up, so you know who he's going for. Boy Lau going for OKC. Andrew Nadira saying Nets can rally around their youth. That I know. They have so many young guys and so many good prospects, Andrew. They have Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell. I mean, even Karis LeVert, who has been he put up 22 points in this game off the bench. I mean, he is just killing it so far. I mean, you have guys like Jared Allen. Jared Allen didn't even have much of a factor today because of foul trouble, but when he is on the floor, he just disrupts the offense of any team. He can just get blocks in the paint. So many different things that he can provide. Let's see. King DZ Joe saying Rockets all day. I'm a Rockets fan. King DZ Joe, good luck to your team, my friend. I believe they play tomorrow against Utah. Good luck, King DZ Joe. Hopefully that your team gets through. I feel like that's going to be another interesting matchup is can Utah get past Houston? I mean, Houston has looked at moments of the season like, oh, can they make it? Because last year they looked tough. They had the first seed in the Western Conference. They took the Warriors to 7 games. This year, they lost Trevor Ariza. They ended up getting Carmelo and then letting him go. And so a lot of things have changed and the team doesn't look as strong, but I don't know. You can never underestimate James Harden, especially when he went on a crazy scoring run, 30 games, scoring 30-plus points. The man is amazing. He's probably up there, to me, him or KD as the top offensive players in the NBA. So Joel Embiid misses the second free throw, goes 0 for 2. So now here come the Brooklyn Nets. 13-point lead, 109-96. Less than 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Brooklyn about to steal a game on the road against the Philadelphia 76ers. Here comes Dinwiddie going to his left, right to the rim. Ended up getting that ball off of his hands. So it's going to be a turnover by the Dinwiddie and the Nets. So now here comes Bolden for the 76ers, coming in for Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid, that's going to be it for him for the rest of the game. Unless something crazy happens in these last 2 minutes and 47 seconds of the fourth quarter. So now here comes Bolden coming in. 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Mike Scott, Jimmy Butler trying to inbound it. Instead, there's going to be a timeout on the floor by Brett Brown. Wants to talk things over before he can do anything. So the score remains 109-96. 13-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets as we go to a timeout break. We have let's say Andrew Nadiro saying, what's your finals prediction? Okay, so even though I keep thinking that OKC could be the biggest challenge for the Warriors, as weird as that sounds for some people, maybe it could be the Denver Nuggets, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be Warriors Bucks. I might be putting too much confidence in the Bucks, considering that they haven't really proved themselves. But I mean, Giannis is putting up an MVP season. I'm thinking he's gonna win MVP. But yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be Nets. It's gonna be not Nets. I'm thinking about the Brooklyn Nets. I'm thinking about it's gonna be Bucks Warriors. Andrew, you guys let me know what you guys think is gonna be the finals predictions. That's kind of who I see kind of coming out from both sides. But I mean, you never know. You never know who can take out the Milwaukee Bucks. It could be the Raptors as well. Raptors have a strong team. So we'll see what happens. Young Chad saying Jazz all day. My man, Young Chad, already right there. Dude, good luck, my friend, tomorrow as they face off against the Houston Rockets. Let's see here. Let's see. As we have the broadcast coming back on. 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. Philadelphia is going to inbound the ball. They have possession. Let's see what these 76ers can do without Joel Embiid. He is going to be on the bench for the rest of this game unless something crazy happens. They start knocking down the 3 ball and they cut this lead down. So Tobias Harris gets the ball. Crossed in half court. He's picked up by Joe Harris. Tobias Harris wants to go one-on-one against Joe Harris. Now he's going to bring the ball back up, giving it off to Jimmy Butler. Butler, guarded by Harris now. Now he's going to pull up from the corner. 3 ball, not able to hit. But Bolden is there to get that offensive rebound and put that ball back in. 109-98. 11-point lead for the Nets. Now, Philadelphia is going to try to play some good defense. They need to get some stops. But what Brooklyn's going to do is going to waste time. So D'Angelo Russell, he's got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Mike Scott. Wasting as much time as he can to get a good look. Now, Russell pulls up, 15-foot jumper, knocks it down. No surprise. He's been knocking down that mid-range jumper all night long. 111-98 is the score. Now it's a 13-point lead again. This is a foul on the floor against the Nets. It's going to be on Jimmy Butler. Actually, Jimmy Butler will be taking the free throws for the Philadelphia 76ers. 111-98 is the score. 13-point lead. Jimmy Butler having a big night so far, but the rest of his team did not, which is why they are down as Butler knocks down the first free throw. 111-99 is the score. Free throws, look at this, how efficient Brooklyn was. 24 for 26 from free throws, while the Philadelphia 76ers were 28-41. So Butler knocks down both free throws, makes it an 11-point lead. Now the Sixers are starting to put full court press. And now Brooklyn wastes one of their timeouts to talk things over. Let's see what changes we get. 11-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. They're only minutes away from taking game 1 against the 76ers. So let me go ahead and catch up with the chat right here. Let's see. Jazz all day. Boy Lau saying OKC will beat the Blazers. They had a 5-game win streak that they beat the Bucks and the Rockets. That is true, my friend Boy Lau. They did do that during the season. Mitchell Hand saying go Bucks as well. Yeah, Bucks they're such a good team. You see, okay, everybody immediately thinks, well, Giannis, of course. But it's not mostly just Giannis. It's also Chris Middleton. You see Brook Lopez knocking down threes. It's Eric Bledsoe driving down the lane and kicking it out. It's just so many different things that the Bucks do well. Their bench is also pretty good. But, I mean, yeah, the biggest factor is always going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. So we will see how he does in this playoff series. I believe they play tomorrow afternoon as well. Let's see. Will you stream tomorrow? Okay. Boy Lau saying, will you stream tomorrow's OKC? Yeah, Boy Lau, I'm thinking about doing that game. It's either the morning game, I believe either Indiana, Boston, or it's going to be OKC, Thunder. Those are probably the 2 games that I might do play-by-play for, but I'm leaning more towards OKC and Portland. So, Boy Lau, if you can't watch it and you want to listen, feel free, my friend, to come in right here into the stream and listen to me, at least give the play-by-play. So now let's see what happens here. We got the game coming back on. Brooklyn is going to inbound the ball. 18 seconds on their shot clock. They have to get past half court in order not to get an 8-second violation. Here comes Russell. Russell gets his pass deflected, and it's a steal. Now here comes another steal by Graham of the Brooklyn Nets. Good job to not allow the Philadelphia 76ers to get a shot off of that turnover. So now here comes Dinwiddie, guarded by Ben Simmons, trying to apply the pressure. 11-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Now they double-team Dinwiddie into the hands of Joe Harris. Harris, nice little hesitation dribble. Double-teamed. Loses possession of the ball. It's a loose ball, and it goes right to the hands of Bolden and the 76ers. So now Bolden has it, bounces it over to Butler. Butler gives up his dribble, finds Tobias Harris. Harris pulls up, 3-ball on its way, not able to hit. And D'Angelo Russell comes up with the rebound. Outlets it right over to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie now just dribbling around the 76ers team, trying to waste time. Sixers trying to get a turnover. Instead, they create a foul. And now the Brooklyn Nets will go ahead and inbound it. Less than a minute left in this 4th quarter. Brooklyn about to steal a game on the road against the Philadelphia 76ers. And now we're starting to see Brett Brown substitute Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons to signal that this is the end of the game for the starting lineup of the 76ers. Ben Simmons having a quiet game tonight. 7 games. But what you always have to be aware, though, is that players the caliber of Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, they are always going to have a rebound game to kind of come back and answer back for how they performed the prior game. So now D'Angelo Russell has it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Russell. On the right elbow, dribbling, pulls up, mid-range, not able to knock it down. And now here come the 76ers, bringing the ball down. And they get a nice, easy bucket by Jonathan Simmons, who goes straight down the lane. 111-102 is the score. 9-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. 33 seconds left on the game clock. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Here comes Spencer Dinwiddie, dribbling the ball out, wasting as much time as he can. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Don't think they will take a shot. They'll probably just let the ball dribble out of respect. Shot clock violation. So 14 seconds on the game clock left. And that will be game for Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. What a first game to the NBA playoffs 2019, as the Philadelphia 76ers will fall to the Brooklyn Nets, who came and shocked everybody to steal a game from the Philadelphia 76ers in Philadelphia. And the final buzzer just sounded off. Final score, 111-102. Brooklyn Nets steal a game on the road against the Philadelphia 76ers. What a first game to kick off these NBA playoffs, guys. I had a lot of fun doing it. This was a fun game to watch, and I'm glad I started off with this one. Going back and forth, you could feel the 76ers had a chance to come back, but they could not do it against this Brooklyn team. Let's go over to some of the box scores. Well, actually, let me go ahead and catch up with the chat. So we have, if Philly goes on a run, they might actually win. No, dude, yeah, Boy Lau. I was thinking that it was going to come too, but I don't think it did. Let's see what happens here at the rest of this game. We have foul, Ben Nets win. Andrew Nadiro saying, I don't want to play Philly. Oh, it's because Andrew's a Celtics fan. dude, I know it's going to be tough, but I would actually lean towards the Celtics over the Philadelphia 76ers. I feel like the Celtics have better chemistry. Even though they had a roller coaster season, I feel like they would have better success against the Philadelphia 76ers. And then it goes, Nadir, OKC is my favorite team. Andrew saying OKC is my favorite team. Boy Lau saying I like Tatum. Yeah, Tatum's a good one too as well. Tatum is like showing off. Like, I mean, his first rookie year, I mean, he blew out everybody. His expectations were basically nobody knew how good he was. So like now his expectations are like, okay, can Tatum carry this team? So we will see how much of a help he can go. But let's see what happens as we have JD Ragon clapping. Thank you so much, Jay, for coming into the chat. I appreciate you listening. Hopefully you enjoyed the last few minutes of the 76ers against the Nets. We have Walton Gaming saying, let's go Nets. Walton Gaming, the Nets ended up winning, my friend, 111 to 102. We have Johnny Lamb coming in. Thank you so much, Johnny, for coming into the chat. He's saying Pacers are going to win. Ooh, dude, that is going to be a tough series for the Celtics. Can they get past the Indiana Pacers? They are a well-run team, like I mentioned before. We have Martin Perez saying, hi. Martin Perez, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for coming to the chat. JD Rogan saying, go Nets. Nets ended up getting the victory, guys. How many people would have thought that they would have come out with stealing game 1 of the Eastern Conference round 1 series against the Philadelphia 76ers? Like, I didn't think that was going to happen. I mean, I knew it was going to be a close series, but now it's for sure you're going to have to go more 5 games like that with this series. I don't know. I'm hoping for a 7-game series selfishly because these two teams are just so fun to watch. And we have Kelly McDonald saying, go Jets. And then they end up saying, go Nets. So Kelly McDonald, you got another Nets. Again, they got a victory, 111 to 102. Johnny Land saying, thunder up, baby. We have Jorman Morea saying, did Ben miss 2 free throw shots just now? Yes, he did, dude. He missed both free throw shots. He did not have a good night so far. I believe only scoring 7 points against the Brooklyn Nets. So not having much success, but let's see how he can erupt in that game 2 on Monday. I believe it's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Kelly McDonald saying, actually, J.D. Rogan saying, D'Lo stats. So I got you. D'Lo actually finished the game with 26 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. So he had quite a stat line, and he just erupted in that second half. So there you go, J.D. Rogan. The stats right there for you, my friend. Kelly McDonald saying Raptors. I'm a Raptors. So, dude, Raptors are playing right now against the Orlando Magic. That should be an interesting game to watch. I will not be doing it because I will have to get off right now. Sorry, guys. I wish I could show you guys the game because it'd be a lot better of experience rather than just talking about it and doing the play-by-play. But I'm usually just doing this for practice, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Andrew Nadira saying Utah can maybe take 3. Yeah, dude, the Utah-Houston game series is gonna be very, very fun to watch. I mean, Harden always erupts in the regular season, but then in the postseason, he has games where he just doesn't take over. Like I'm waiting for him to have a huge game in the playoffs, and then nothing happens. So I'm hoping Harden erupts in these playoff series. Kelly McDonald, Raptors are going to dominate this year, definitely against the East. Yeah, dude, Raptors, I think their toughest challenge is going to have to be the Bucks. That's the only team I feel like can really challenge the Raptors. But we'll see what happens, Kelly McDonald. Andrew Nadira saying they sweep in Orlando. Don't at me. Oh, dude. You think so, Andrew? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors do sweep, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Orlando wins 1 game because Orlando does have good players. I feel like they're overlooked a lot, but you're probably right. They could get swept because the Raptors are just too good. They'll overpower them. Kelly McDonald saying Bucks are only a team that can challenge Raptors in 6. Yeah, dude, exactly what I said, my friend. Ninja Drill, not being biased, but Celtics versus Warriors. Damn, dude, that would be a good series. Kyrie Irving versus Steph Curry. Then you have Tatum versus who? Klay Thompson. But then who the hell is going to guard KD? Is it going to have to be Jaylen Brown or who else? Al Horford against Draymond Green. Such a good matchup. G Marley, thanks so much, G Marley, for coming to the chat. He said Knicks 2020. Dude, you guys have a strong chance to get Zion Williamson. Holy snap, dude. Could you guys imagine getting Zion Williamson? That would be. So, G Marley, your team has a chance, my friend. Kelly McDonald, Raptors versus Warriors. Warriors win in 6. Damn. So that's Kelly's McDonald's prediction. Raptors Warriors. I like it. Nelson Yano, thanks so much, Nelson, for coming into the chat. Saying upset, dude. Nets taking that game 1 victory. Incredible. We have Knicks, G Marley again saying Knicks 2020. Dude, you got chance Zion Williamson, dude. Just the belief of that. Salma J, thank you so much, Salma, for coming into the chat saying D'Lo is a beast. Go Buckeyes. He is a Buckeyes legend. He's a former Laker. I'm a Laker fan, so it like I said earlier, it hurts me that we let him go. But I'm so proud of him because, like, man, he's just shown how much skill he had like that. I obviously wish he was still with the Lakers, but that is in the past. Lakers aren't in the playoffs. That's over. Young Chad saying, go Buckeyes. Oh, yeah. More Buckeye support. Kelly McDonald saying, D'Lo should win most improved player. Oh, Kelly McDonald, that's going to be a good one. I think it's between him and Siakam. So we will see who wins most improved player of the game. I mean, of the year, really. Let's see. Nelson Llano going, go Nets, go D'Lo. I mean, my friend Nelson, they got the victory. 102, actually. 9-point victory. Let's see. Kelly McDonald saying, let's see. Any other season he would win. Yeah. Are they gonna do Raps Magic game? No, I can't do the game today, young Chad. I have other things to do. I have to jump off in the next few minutes. But I wanted to do at least kind of answer all your guys' chats before I left. Let's see. Kelly McDonald, game over. Yep, Victor, you're doing rap. No, dude, I can't do the next game. I apologize. But if you guys make sure to subscribe, if you like the commentary, if you like the play-by-play, and if you guys ever can't watch the games, and I'll probably doing it. I'm probably gonna do tomorrow's game, leaning between Boston, Indiana, or Portland and OKC. Both very fun games. So if you guys are interested, if you guys can't watch the game, make sure to listen. Or if you want to watch the game but not listen to the commentary from ESPN and TNT, hey, mute the TV, put me on, and I can be your commentary, guys. G. Marley throwing in another Knicks 2020. And then we have and KD and Kyrie. That's a good point. And then let's see. Boy Lau saying, okay, go OKC. Can you stream the other game today? Oh, okay. No, yeah, dude. Tomorrow is probably going to be when I'm going to do the OKC or Portland game or Indiana against Boston. So those will be the games that I'll cover. And that hopefully you guys can tune in, listen. That way it'd be a fun experience. Thank you so much to everybody, really, to Awkward Occurrences, to Maxim, to Aid, to Account, to Francisco, to Boy Lau. Thank you so much. Jorge, Mickey, to everybody, really. Who else? Andrew Nadira, Michael Vasquez, everybody that came in right now. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. It makes it a lot more interesting when I don't have to talk to myself during the timeout breaks and the halftime breaks. So that makes it a lot more fun. And it's always fun to kind of just interact with you guys during the game. So if you guys are interested, I will be doing a play-by-play tomorrow. It's probably going to be the morning game, Indiana versus Boston, or OKC versus the Portland Trail Blazers. So if you guys are interested, tune in, and we can do the same thing all over again. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for listening, even for a minute or a second. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to subscribe. And you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, all right? Have a good weekend, guys. Thanks so much.